188-pound junior out of South Oak Cliff in Dallas. Jalen Gilbo, 183-pound senior from Port Arthur Memorial. The boundary safety, Jelani McDonald, 199-pound junior from Waco Conley. The field safety, Derek Williams, 201-pound sophomore from New Iberia, Louisiana. And the star back, Grayson Littleton, 180-pound freshman from Tampa. Will flip it around and match the Longhorn defense against the Vanderbilt offense. Coming up when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Texas is full of adventures. From hill country to piney woods, Gulf Coast to the valley, there's a Ford SUV to get you there in style, in comfort, and with the capability to help you make the most of it. Ford Escape, Explorer, Bronco, Bronco Sport, and the all-new Ford Expedition. For adventures of every size, there's a Ford SUV that fits. Test drive one today at your Texas Ford dealer, and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Time for a refill. Get your watch party restocked at Twin Liquors. Bourbon, tequila, Tito's. We have it all. Pick up a Twin deal and save 10% on identical bottles. Or find a new favorite with our deals of the week. Order online for curbside or delivery. TwinLiquors.com. Please drink responsibly.
This season, honor the win and the West in Tecovas. Whether you're in the stands or out celebrating downtown, Tecovas Western boots are handcrafted for all-day comfort. With colors and styles that look right at home, you can show your pride from head to toe. This football season, show up in boots. Find your perfect pair at Tecovas.com or one of our Austin stores on South Congress and at the Domain. Tecovas, forever West.
Equipment Chair, proud partner of Texas Longhorns. We understand that when you rent construction and industrial equipment, you need reliable machines and dependable service. From dozers and aerial work platforms to pumps, power, and climate control, we've got you covered. All rentals are powered by T3, the easy-to-use fleet management tool that lets you monitor your equipment from your phone or laptop. Visit EquipmentShare.com for your rental today. Equipment Share, built by contractors for contractors.
Continuing our look at the starting lineups, Texas Longhorns coached by Steve Sarkeesian, now in his 5th season as the head coach at the University of Texas, his 12th season overall as a collegiate head coach, a career coaching mark of 91 wins against 54 losses. The mark at UT is 44-19. Across the offensive front, left tackle Trevor Gooseby, 312-pound sophomore out of Melissa High, North Central Texas. Connor Stroh at left guard from Frisco Wakeland, the 341-pound sophomore. The center, both Connor Robertson and Cole Hudson expect to see action. Hudson, the 308-pound senior from Frisco. Robertson, the 312-pound junior at Westlake High here in the Austin area. Right guard is DJ Campbell, 321-pound senior from Arlington Bowie. At right tackle is Brandon Baker, 308-pound sophomore from Ontario, California. The tight ends, Jack Hendries, 6'4", 236-pound senior transfer from Danville, California, transferred in from Cal. Jordan Washington, 6'4", 264-pound redshirt freshman from Langham Creek in the Houston area. Spencer Shannon, 6'7", 252-pound sophomore from San Clemente, California, out of the famed Modern Day program. Nick Townsend, 6'3", 241-pound freshman from Duquesne. And the Longhorns will continue with their rotation of the tight ends. Amari Winston will be the 5th tight end, a 6'1", 237-pound freshman from Calhoun, Georgia. Wide receivers, Ryan Wingo, 6'2", 214-pound sophomore from St. Louis. On the opposite side, Emmett Mosley, 6'2", 210-pound sophomore from Chicago, transferred in from Stanford. And Parker Livingston will rotate in there, 6'4", 191-pound redshirt freshman. Now Lucas Lovejoy in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. In the slot, DeAndre Moore Jr., 6', 192-pound junior from Anaheim, California. And Dalen McCutcheon will rotate in there, 5'11", 178-pound freshman from Lucas Lovejoy. The running backs, Quintravian Weisner, Trey, the 6', 194-pound junior out of DeSoto High in the Dallas area. C.J. Baxter, Cedric is the 6'1", 227-pound sophomore from Orlando, Florida. We'll also see Christian Clark in there, 6', 212-pound redshirt freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. James Simon, 5'11", 205-pound freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana. The quarterback, Arch Manning, will start, 6'4", 219-pound sophomore out of Isidore Newman in New Orleans, Louisiana. Vanderbilt's 4-down lineman, the razor edge, is Miles Capers, 249-pound grad student from Sumter, South Carolina. On the opposite side is Corday Sidnor, a 272-pound grad student from Harlem, New York, began his collegiate career at Purdue. Defensive tackles, Glenn Seabrooks III, 349-pound sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee, and Joshua Singh, 285-pound grad transfer from Laie, Hawaii, transferred in from BYU. Middle linebacker, Langston Patterson, 235-pound senior from Nashville. Brian Longwell is a 240-pound junior from Nashville. He's the weak side backer. The corners, Colby Taylor, 190-pound grad student, native Texan from Pasadena Memorial, transferred in from Wyoming. On the opposite side, Martell Height, 188-pound junior from Rome, Georgia. The safeties, C.J. Hurd, 210-pound sophomore transfer from Atlanta, Georgia, transferred in from Florida Atlantic. Marlon Sewell is a 205-pound grad student from Birmingham, Alabama. And the star back, Randon Fontenette, a native Texan out of Brazosport High in the Houston area, 220-pound junior, began his career at TCU. Up next, it'll be Mike Coulter in our Longhorn Radio Network studios with a look around the SEC with Longhorn football continues in a moment.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In the game of business, information is your playbook. It's the thing that keeps everyone on the same page so that each player has the knowledge they need to perform their role, work together, and give your team a competitive advantage. The trick, of course, is executing that playbook. And that's where Rico comes in. We're a proud sponsor and business technology provider of Texas Athletics, and we're ready to play for your team whenever you want an edge. We love TMI. Hook 'em horns, Rico. Imagine change.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
The University of Texas Golf Club, your home in the Hill Country. It's a member experience as big as Texas. Major champions, tour pros, and you can stroll 18 holes. Play the Spieth Lower 40, a fun 6-hole short course. Hit the courts in the biggest indoor tennis facility in Austin. Or host your next event in our pavilion or clubhouse. Next time you're in Austin, stay and play in our casitas. The University of Texas Golf Club, where champions play.
Rooted in orange, Texas Disposal Systems is proud to have been doing business in Austin since 1977. As the preferred sustainability services provider of Texas Athletics, Texas Disposal Systems provides recycling, solid waste, and composting services for Texas Athletics games as well as the Central Texas area and beyond. TDS's commitment to environmental sustainability fuels its desire to partner with others for a more sustainable future. Visit TexasDisposal.com to learn more. Texas Disposal Systems, noticeably different, noticeably better.
Mike Coulter back inside the Learfield Network studios. Texas getting set to kick it off with number 9 Vanderbilt, moments away from opening kickoff. Quick check of the WinStar studio report. Some local teams in action today, also with 11 a.m. kickoffs. SMU hosting number 10 Miami in Dallas. 22nd ranked Houston welcomes West Virginia to TDECU Stadium, Tedecue Stadium, 11 a.m. kick between those two. And in the Big 12, Baylor hosts UCF in Waco. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification as you're listening to Texas Longhorns football from Learfield. Up next, our pregame conversation with Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkeesian. That comes your way after this timeout on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back here on the Corona pregame show, time for our pregame conversation on the field here with Coach Sark. Here's the Captain Obvious question of the week. How good does it feel to be back home playing a game?
Feels amazing, man. I'll tell you what, it felt great to be back at our team hotel. It felt great to be back doing the Bevo walk. It felt great to be doing my pregame walk here in DKR. Should be an electric atmosphere. We're looking forward to it.
In terms of the work this week, we know about Arch going through the protocol. You guys had to follow all the pattern, and ultimately, not only being cleared from that, just you got a good vibe for how he worked during the week?
You know, I think as much as it was Arch, I thought it was the entire offense. And I told him Thursday after practice, and I told him again last night, this was our best week of practice as an offensive football team. And I think it started with him. He had a great week once they cleared him to start practicing, and it showed. It's amazing what a little confidence can do for you coming out of that last game offensively, and it showed up in practice this week. Now we got to carry it over today to the game.
And it also helps to have a guy like Cole Hudson available again.
Yeah, it's great to have Cole back. His presence, his experience to go along with I just think the receiving core, them playing their best game last week. We got to get the running game going today. We really challenged Trey and Cedric this week. Hopefully we get a better version of them here today.
That's where I was going next because of what Vanderbilt does against the run. How challenging does it make trying to get that run established?
Well, I just think we can't give up on it. We got to find our ways to run the football today, but we got to utilize some of our strengths, and that's on the perimeter right now with our wide receivers.
When it comes to Vanderbilt, everybody starts with Diego Pavia, and it makes perfect sense, but what makes him most difficult to deal with?
Well, it's the multiplicity of what they do, right? Multiple personnel groupings, formations, all of the eye candy to run the football. And there's direct runs, there's quarterback direct runs, there's triple option, and then there's the ad-lib plays that he adds on. So we got to do a great job at the line of scrimmage today. If there's one group that got challenged, it was our defensive front. And it's one thing to stop the run, it's another to cage the pocket when they call passes. And we got to get White Hats in the football, and we got to create turnovers.
Folks us in this town know about Cedric Alexander, but MK Young also supplements him. Makes for a tough combination to defend, doesn't it?
Well, it is. I think Cedric is your bruiser runner, your physical runner. Young is your home run hitter. And so we got to corral those two guys as well as keeping our eyes on Pavia as the quarterback run.
And then I was going to ask about Eli Stowers because he's an NFL prototype tight end projected to be drafted.
Well, I think that's the key. They do a really nice job of complementing all of their runs with the tight end leaks, the tight end wheel routes, utilizing him in the passing game. And so matching up to their personnels is going to be big today.
When it comes to what Ryan Nibble has done for you in punt returns, is this a situation also where if they're making a conscious decision to kick away from, how do you adjust with what you want to do with teams?
Well, I think one of the keys is, something we've been great at over the years is pressuring punters too. And when you try to be so deliberate and trying to punt the ball so specifically, maybe you hold it a little longer. So I think our pressure package has got to be on point today to maybe force a couple errant punts where we can't get some returns.
Which brings us to the final point, obviously the key to the game being the ball?
It's always going to be the ball, but in this game in particular, less possessions, limited snap opportunities, slower pace by them. We need to make sure our tempo is right, but the ball is going to be paramount today.
Appreciate the time. Enjoy the day.
Thanks, Craig. Hook 'em, buddy.
Hook 'em. All right, that is Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkeesian. Coming up, we have the kickoff of today's game from here at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin. The Texas Longhorns against the Vanderbilt Commodores when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Longhorns men's basketball is headed to Maui this November, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is sending along 2 lucky fans to Hawaii. Register free for the tropical tip-off at texaslonghorns.com/Maui for your chance to win airfare, hotel, game tickets, and $500 cash to spend November 24th and 25th with the Longhorns in Maui or other great prizes. Registration closes on November 9th, so visit texaslonghorns.com/Maui today. And good luck from Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
Longhorn football is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Cotton, one call, one team. Total recovery. By SeatGeek. Buy and sell tickets to Longhorn games on SeatGeek, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Texas Longhorns. St. David's, an official healthcare provider of Texas athletics. Now, here's the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way.
From Darrell K. Royal, Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin, for the first time in 42 days, the Texas Longhorns play a football game at home in Austin. The Longhorns against the Vanderbilt Commodores. Good morning, everybody. I'm Craig Way alongside Roger Wallace, Will Matthews, and our Longhorn Radio Network broadcast crew from Learfield, our engineer Greg Klingensmith, our spotter Andy Way, our statistician Steve Leach, Jason Way with production assistants on the sidelines with a parabolic microphone, Mike Coulter, a broadcast coordinator and studio anchor in the Longhorn Radio Network studios from Learfield. Let's go down for the toss of the coin. The referee of this SEC crew is Lee Hedrick. Longhorn captains Anthony Hill, Ryan Wingo, and also for the Longhorns as captains today, Colin Simmons out there and DJ Campbell. Here's the toss of the coin. Well, once more we have an SEC official not turning on his mic.
So they will defer their decision until the second.
So Vanderbilt has won the toss. They've elected to defer the option to the second half. Let's talk about keys to the game. One of the things the Longhorns want to do, certainly, is establish the run, and they have struggled to do that. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt is 6th in the SEC, but 18th against the run. So you heard Sark talk about getting Trey Wisner and C.J. Baxter affected today will be important. Will?
Texas defense has played over 170 snaps of the last 2 games. Vandy has scored 41 points a game, where Texas has only given up 16 points. When you play 170 snaps, you have got to find a way to get out, 3 and out, make plays that turn over the ball and get that defense on the sideline.
Well, we talk a lot about being home for the first time since September 20th. Got to take advantage of that. Got to not assume just because you're at home you're going to play well. All those intangibles that goes into beating a team as good as Vanderbilt has to happen for the Longhorns.
A reminder to listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. And we're happy to bring you this game on SiriusXM Channel 84 today. Vanderbilt road uniforms might be a little bit difficult for the spotter Andy Way to identify those tacklers today because they have gold helmets with a white block letter V on the side. They have white jersey tops with gold numerals, white pants, and black and gold trim. Longhorns in their traditional home attire. White helmet with a burnt orange Longhorn on the side. Burnt orange jersey tops. Texas emblazoned in white block print capital lettering across the front with a white numeral beneath it. Players' names spelled out in white block print capital lettering on the back of those burnt orange jerseys, and a large white numeral gracing the back of a home. Burnt orange jersey tops, white trousers, white socks, white shoes, and the white helmets. We're about ready to go. Vanderbilt won the toss, elected to defer the option in the second half, so the Commodores will kick off from the north end to our left, and the Longhorns will receive and move from our right to our left, as you picture it in your mind's eye, across your radio dial. Ready to kick it off for Vanderbilt is Brock Taylor. He is also their field goal and placement guy, 6'1", 165-pound junior from Knoxville, Tennessee. Today's kickoff is brought to you by Lucchese, the official boot of the Texas Longhorns. So we're glad to have you with us. Glad to have the Longhorns back at home here in the more than friendly confines of DKR, Texas Memorial Stadium. Today's game presented by HEB. Thanks for joining us. Taylor's right leg is into it. We're underway, and this kick will be unreturnable. It'll be a touchback. So the Longhorns operate from the 25. Arch Manning has completed 143 of 235 passes for 1,795 yards, 15 touchdowns, a 61% completion percentage with 6 interceptions. He's also carried it 68 times for 199 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 3 yards per catch. It was that 68th carry that brought about the concussion last week. But he's been cleared. He's ready to go. Otherwise, the Longhorns' leading ground gainer is Trey Wisner. 70 carries, 263 yards, and it is Wisner who opens the ball game offset to the right side. Cole Hudson is the starting center, back in for Texas, and Connor Strode left guard, as we mentioned. Here we go on first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Quick swing pass, caught by Wingo, turns it upfield, 30, 35, Wingo 40, he goes to midfield. Forget it, folks, forget about it. Say goodnight to it. 75 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Ryan Wingo does it again.
Look familiar? First play last week at Mississippi State. Took it down to the 5-yard line. That time he got that extra block. My goodness, what a start for the Longhorns. Stark told you about using that perimeter game, Craig, as much as the run game, and they sure did right there.
Just like what they did against Mississippi State. For the conversion, Mason Shipley, 6'187" senior transfer from Liberty Hill. Transferred him from Texas State, a perfect 28 out of 28 on point after tries this season. It'll be out of the hold of the punter, Jack Bomeister, 6'3", 209-pound senior transfer from Bendigo, Australia. Transferred him from Utah. And the snapper, Lance St. Louis, the 6', 224-pound senior from Gilbert, Arizona. Took all of 11 seconds to get on the board. Now for the extra point. Good snap and hold. And Shipley's extra point kick is good. It took all of 11 seconds, Will Matthews, for the Longhorns to spring that play and have it be explosive again.
You know, I sneezed and almost missed the whole thing. I was standing in the north end zone as he came down the sideline and got a little bit of tape watching him celebrate that. But just to see early in the game at midfield for the coin toss, there was just so much excitement on the Vandy side, but as well as the Texas side. It's great to see the guys confident and excited and bringing that energy. That's going to help them with the momentum moving into this game, where we got a lot of football to play.
Yeah, great job by Emmett Mosley and DeAndre Moore out on the edge to spring Ryan Wingo. Those receivers doing their thing and not caring who gets the credit.
The kickoff to come from Mason Shipley now from the south end. So Shipley to kick off. Back deep, the receiver for Vanderbilt is Dante Carter and Trey Richardson. This kickoff from right to left, from south to north. So here's the kick. And a fair catch called for by Richardson. So we'll come out to the 25-yard line. Vanderbilt's offense, of course, led by Diego Pavia, who has completed 139 of 202 passes for 1,698 yards, 15 touchdowns, a 69% completion percentage. Has thrown 5 interceptions. He's carried it 85 times for 458 yards, averaging nearly 5.5 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns. He is their leading rusher this season. Cedric Alexander at LBJ High in Austin is the second leading ground gainer for the Commodores, and he'll open in the backfield, offset to the right side of the quarterback, Diego Pavia. 2 receivers on the short side of the field, split left for Vanderbilt. 1 split out wide right. Ball toward the center part of the field, and on first down and 10, Pavia's first snap, looking left, fires left, ball caught, and then the Longhorns are able to grab Trey Richardson, but he did pick up 6 yards on first down before he was brought down, maybe 7, depending on this spot. We'll see where they put the ball down. It will be spotted at the 31-yard line, a 6-yard gain, and it's second down and 4.
Yeah, they go with a quick pass game. Stowers out there to get a good block for Richardson.
3 receivers out wide right for the Commodores, 1 on the short side of the field, split left. Second down and 4 for Vanderbilt from the Commodore 31-yard line. Out of a pistol set, Pavia sends a man in motion, has the snap, turns, hands off, and then churning forward only for a gain of a couple of yards on second down is Cedric Alexander. And Colin Simmons comes over to make the tackle to bring up third down and 2 for Vanderbilt.
They're so good on third down. 53% conversion rate on third down. So much of that is Pavia's ability to run the football.
Both sides make substitutions. Colbert Bard back out there. Trey Moore, and this is the predominant run defense. Hero Canoe out there, and Alex January on that defensive front. Vanderbilt does run a tighter formation now. The lineup in the pistol on third down. 3rd and 2 for the Commodores. Pavia has the snap, turns, hands off, and it'll be enough for the first down. Surging off the left side of the line is Cedric Alexander. Hero Canoe, the tackle. And that's a 5-yard carry and a first down for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. Just lined up and ran power, and that offensive line gave Cedric Alexander enough push where he was never really challenged not to make the first down.
Longhorns go back to substituting. They'll get Ty Anthony Smith out there in a linebacker role for Texas. Derek Williams, the 201-pound sophomore from New Iberia, Louisiana, back out there defensively for Texas at safety. First down and 10, Vanderbilt from the Commodore 38-yard line. Back in the pistol set. And trouble, and the ball's loose on the turf. Colin Simmons may have it. He pulled the ball out from Diego Pavia. Colin Simmons, a fumble recovery at the Commodore 29.
He did it all. The strip, the sack, the recovery. Still unpiling things. Sure looked like initially Simmons had it, but yep, there's the ruling.
It was initially ruled, and then the follow-up rule, Simmons just came and swallowed up Pavia and reached over his helmet to pull the ball in. It was a loss of 9 on the sack, and a turnover gives it to Texas at the Vanderbilt 29.
We talked about a little bit of a slow start with Simmons as far as the numbers, and got some early penalties, and Stark said maybe he was a little anxious to live up to his freshman year. He's now equaled, or 1 shy rather, of his 9 sacks last year.
Longhorns are going to have Connor Robertson in at right tackle, Cole Hudson in at the center. Actually, he's going to be at, it looks like, at the center now, and Hudson shifts over to left guard now. So that's where they are. Hudson at left guard, Robertson at center, ball on the right hash at the Commodore 29-yard line, and it's a flip back and a flea flicker and a throwback to Ryan Niblett. Niblett inside the 20, 15. Niblett wrapped up, they'll call it the 16-yard line, as he's brought down by Marlon Sewell. Little flea flicker action. It goes for 13 yards.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there, and Sewell had to hang on for dear life, or that would have been 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for this Texas offense.
So Longhorns on the move at the Vanderbilt 16-yard line. And Texas trying to make it 2 early scores here from the left hash at the Commodore 16. Manning out of the shotgun has Trey Wisner offset to his right. Ball on the left hash. First down and 10. And a waggle, shoulder fake. Now a pass across the field, and Wisner slipped and fell down. It's going to go for a loss of a yard back to the 7. Or actually, they're going to call it incomplete. That's a good thing, too. Otherwise, it would have been loss of about 6 yards.
Second down.
So it'll bring up second down and 10 instead.
Gave that fake looking for somebody to break. I think it was Parker Livingston, his guy in the end zone, wasn't there, covered up. And you're right, break for Texas that Wisner didn't catch the ball.
Second down and 10 from the Vanderbilt 16. Manning out of the gun, ball on the left hash. Arch with the snap, looks to throw on second down, looks, pressure coming, fires, and incomplete. It was out for Emmett Mosley out on the right flat, but incomplete, and now it'll bring up third down and 10.
Yeah, it's some pressure coming from behind. I don't know if they got a hand on that football or not, but it was kind of a misfire.
So third down and 10 for Texas, coming off the Vanderbilt turnover, the ball at the Commodore 16-yard line. Longhorns score on the first play from scrimmage, 75-yard pass, catch, and run for the touchdown. Arch Manning to Ryan Wingo. Now, after Colin Simmons with a strip sack and fumble recovery, Texas faces a third down and 10 at the Commodore 16. Tight end Jack Endries goes in motion from left to right. Manning from the shotgun, Trey Wisner offset to his right. A lot of movement, and in fact, they're going to get Texas for a false start. Or delayed
offense, 5-yard penalty, it remains third down.
Just did not get the snap away in time. There was a lot of movement on both sides, shifting for Texas, and then Vanderbilt shifted its coverages, and Manning was trying to get the read of that, and they wound up taking too much time.
Trying to figure out protection. Vanderbilt has like 7 guys just kind of wandering around the line of scrimmage, not set, so a little harder to kind of diagnose what they're going to do defensively.
So now it's third down and 15 for the Longhorns at the Vanderbilt 21-yard line. Manning out of an empty set momentarily. Yep, it's an empty set as Niblett swings out to the right. A fake to Niblett, rolling right. Arch looking to throw, still looking across the middle, too much on it. He had Mosley open, but led him too much, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Fontenette had some good coverage there, but again, that initial look wasn't open, and Arch was forced out of the pocket and then throwing across his body to Mosley, and just a little out in front of him.
So Mason Shipley on for the field goal try. Shipley, 12 out of 15 on field goals. This is going to be a 39-yard try. In the 30 to 39-yard range, he's a perfect 5 for 5 this season. Mason out of the hold of Jack Bomeister and Lance St. Louis to snap it. From the left hash, trying to capitalize on the Vanderbilt fumble. Good snap and hold. Mason Shipley with the field goal try on the way, and the field goal is good. For 20 years, Allstate has featured its good hands net behind the goalpost at all Texas home games. Allstate contributes to the university's athletic scholarship funds for every field goal and extra point made by Texas. Thank you, Allstate. 11:38 to go in the first quarter. It's a quick 2-score lead for Texas. Longhorns 10, Vanderbilt nothing. Here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi Mom, it's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Longhorn football is brought to you in part by St. David's Healthcare, an official healthcare provider of Texas athletics. The best is here. Well, the Longhorns needed only 1 play and 11 seconds on that 75-yard touchdown catch and run by Ryan Wingo. This one was more of a grinder, and they wind up selling for 3. 5 plays to go 8 yards and 1:08 off the clock with a couple of incomplete passes, and it winds up being a 39-yard Mason Shipley field goal. 10-0 Texas. Will Matthews, they're celebrating several of your teammates. I know your last year was 04, but it was 20 years ago when the Longhorns won the school's 4th national championship, and Mac Brown and members of that 2005 team on the field being celebrated right now.
Yeah, they are, and it's so good to see so many of my lifetime Longhorn brothers out there. These are guys that I've played with. These are guys that I've played with in the NFL, and these are guys that are just doing incredible things inside of the community right now. And to see Coach Brown back here, I walked by Coach Brown and Miss Sally on the sideline, and I'm just like, man, thank you guys so much for what you did for all of us, what you put into us, and the way that you're opening doors for us. I mean, Coach Brown, anytime you call, he's the guy that answers the phone call. Him and Miss Sally, they ride for their players. We are all family, and I'm just so proud. I wish I had that big ring, but I'm proud of the guys anyway.
You were part of the build-up to it. You do have a Rose Bowl ring from that win over Michigan, so there. All right.
Very much.
Longhorns to kick it off. Mason Shipley to kick this one, and again, it'll be a touchback or a fair catch, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So, a little bit of chippiness on both sides as players on both sides exchange some less than pleasantries.
Jonah Williams, he's not afraid to mix it up with anybody on any field.
All right, so this will be the second Vanderbilt possession. Commodores did pick up 1 first down before the strip sack fumble and recovery, all authored by Colin Simmons. Longhorns will get Travis Shaw out on that defensive front. Also out there for Texas, Kobe Black, the 200-pound sophomore from Waco Conley, at a corner spot. And the Longhorns also have Justice Terry in on the defensive front for Texas. First down and 10. From the 25, play action, Pavia looking to throw. Rolling right, still looking. Fires downfield, and that pass is out of bounds. Incomplete. Well, a step on Kobe Black was Trey Richardson, his opposite, number 6. It's incomplete. It brings up second down. So Justice Terry, 6'5", 268-pound freshman from Manchester, Georgia, out there on the defensive front for Texas. Travis Shaw is on the defensive front for the Longhorns. And it brings up second down. Longhorns also have Murad Watson on the defensive front. Second down and 10 from the Vanderbilt 25. Pavia off the left hash mark, out of the shotgun. Looking over the Texas defense. And now has the snap. Looks to throw again on second down. Still looking. Now pressure coming. He escapes. However, here he goes. 30, 35, and he's got a first down. This is where he's really dangerous. The off-schedule stuff. And he was just able to step away from the pressure before Jelani McDonald could wrap him up. And it's a 12-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, and it did look like they had pretty good rush discipline, but there was just a crease on that left side, and he scooted right through it.
Yep, was able to get between Travis Shaw and the outside man. So it's a gain out to the 38, so it's a 13-yard gain. And it's first down and 10 for Vanderbilt at the Commodore 38-yard line. 10:48 with a rolling clock here in the first quarter. 3 receivers out wide right for the Commodores. Ball is on the left hash mark. Out of the pistol on first down. Play action. There's a flag down. And stepping up into the pocket under pressure. Here's Pavia again. Taking out. He dumps a pass. Wide open across midfield. Cedric Alexander to the 40. Breaks a tackle. Xavier Filsamy finally wraps him up inside the 30-yard line. Filsamy, the 194-pound sophomore from McKinney. But this is going to be coming back. So we'll hear from our referee, Lee Hendrick, of this SEC crew. But again, that's off-schedule stuff that Diego Pavia can do. But this 34-yard gain is going to be nullified. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Illegal formation on the offense, more than 4 in the backfield. That penalty will be declined. illegal forward pass. On the offense, number 2, the passer was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the pass. That's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the pass. It is the loss of down, second down.
Okay, so there's the risk-reward of Diego Pavia. Because he's on the move so much, keeping track of where the line of scrimmage is. He crossed the line of scrimmage before throwing the football, and the reason the Longhorns accept that penalty, it carries a loss of down.
Yeah, but he is a magician back there, and it was close, but he doesn't get the black line like we do on TV.
So it's second down and 15 back at the Commodore 33 following the 5-yard penalty and the loss of down. Pavia out of the shotgun, 2 receivers wide right, 1 on the short side of the field, split left. Has the snap, now whistle sound, and again, something else is going to happen. I didn't see a flag. Was there a timeout called, or is this going to be a flag? I did not see a flag. Still don't see one.
Officials timeout to verify the spot.
Okay. Well, 38 minus 5 is 33 the last time I checked. I think so.
Well, it's interesting because it's the spot of the foul. Well, he was beyond the line of scrimmage, so it might
correctly enforce from the spot of the foul. It is second down.
Yeah, okay.
So it might only be a 4-yard loss.
Yeah. It's back to the 34-yard line. So it's second down and 14 now from the Vanderbilt 34-yard line. Clock moving. We haven't even played 5 minutes yet. It's already 10-0 Texas, and a lot of stuff has happened. But now second down and 14. Pavia out of the shotgun. 2 receivers wide right, 1 on the short side of the field, split left. McKylan Young, MK Young as they call him, in the backfield. And Pavia will swing MK Young a pass, and one Longhorn tripped over another, and Young is going to have a first down. Derek Williams gets a tackle. Malik Muhammad was coming over, and he tripped over Ty Anthony Smith. Winds up going for 17 yards.
Yeah, it's a tough break. They were out there on the edge. It was going to be tough to catch him before he picked up some yardage, but just got their feet locked up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I think they certainly could have limited the gain, but it's a first down to the Texas 49-yard line. Out of the pistol set now with 2 receivers out wide right. MK Young, the running back, behind the quarterback, Pavia, off the left hash mark of the Texas 49. On first down handoff, and off left tackle inside the 45. Tough running. Down to the 42 is MK Young. They may mark him down at the 43, but it'll still be a 6-yard gain, and it's second down and 4. Nose of the football just barely inside the 43-yard line. Second down, Longhorns make defensive substitutions. Colin Simmons checks back in. Ty Anthony Smith back in as well. Leonga Lafau comes out. Warren Roberson in at corner, 188-pound sophomore out of Red Oak High. He's at one corner, Malik Muhammad on the other. Second down and 4 for Vanderbilt at the Texas 43-yard line. Diego Pavia, the Commodore quarterback with the snap, turns, fakes, hands off, up the middle down to the 40-yard line is Young. It's a yard shy of the first down, and it brings up 3rd and a yard to go. Ty Anthony Smith on the tackle for the Longhorns.
You see a lot of different looks from this Vanderbilt offense. That time a misdirection, fake on the reverse, and then give it to Young. And boy, he was an arm tackle away from picking up that first down and then some.
We mentioned Ethan Burke and Lance Jackson will rotate on that jack end position. Jackson checks out now. Burke back on for Texas. Jalen Gilbo comes off the field now, and it's 3rd down. Phil Smee at the safety spot. Cedric Alexander, the running back for Vanderbilt. 3rd and a yard to go for the Commodores at the Texas 40-yard line. As we approach the midway mark of quarter number 1. Pavia, the snap, turns, hands off to Alexander, sweeps outside. There's a flag down. Alexander was right at the marker. Ty Anthony Smith and Malik Muhammad strung out the play, but there's a flag down. Let's check that. The indication is holding against Vanderbilt.
The ruling is short of the first down, but I think they're going to take those yards. It would be less than
holding on the offense, number 53. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. 3rd down.
That's on the center, Jordan White. So it'll be brought back to the 50-yard line and brings up 3rd down and 11. I think you take that instead of 4th and 1.
I think so. Vanderbilt's done a nice job with that offensive line running right at Texas.
Now you got to try to get the defense off the field on 3rd down. Alexander remains the running back for the Commodores. 2 receivers out wide right, 2 on the short side of the field. Split to the left for Vandy. On 3rd down and 11 for the Commodores. Right at midfield. Diego Pavia out of the shotgun. On third down, snap back to Pavia. Looking, pressure coming, scrambles left, being chased by Colin Simmons, throws downfield, has to throw it away. Incomplete. Simmons was bearing down on him, and he had to give it up. So the penalty winds up costing Vanderbilt, and now the Commodores will have to punt.
Yeah, you got him rolling to his left. That makes it much more difficult. Now, Colin Simmons is going to get a little talking to by the head linesman because he had some words for Pavia. Last thing you want is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty on the Longhorns there.
To punt is Nick Haber, a 6'5", 277-pound grad student from Sunshine Coast, Australia, a guy who's averaging 47 yards per punt. Yes, another punter from the land down under. Back deep to receive it, Ryan Niblett. Kick is away, and sure enough, they kick away from Niblett. He'll field it, however, at the 5-yard line. Turns upfield to the 10, 15 to the 16. Still turned it into a useful return. And he is down at the 17-yard line, a 45-yard punt, and a 12-yard return. 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield. The score is Texas 10, Vanderbilt nothing. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
As an SEC fan, you know what extra is about. You see it every time your team leaves everything they've got out on the field. That's what a Regions Greenprint planning session with your banker feels like. Extra support, extra belief in you, and strategies that bring you extra financial confidence. We believe extra changes everything. And at Regions, extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
When faced with a disaster, the Cotton companies never drop the ball. As the trusted recovery partner of global businesses, Cotton is proud to provide property restoration, construction, roofing, temporary housing, culinary, and environmental support services. We're also back to battle for the long-standing Texas rivalry as official sponsor of Texas Athletics and the official sponsor of the Lone Star Showdown. One call, one team. Total recovery. Learn more at cottoncompanies.com.
On the go and want to stay connected to live college sports anywhere in the country? Well, download the free Varsity Network app, available on Apple and Android. With new features this season, it's easier than ever to listen live and keep up with your favorite teams. Don't miss a moment. Hit the Varsity Network app. Longhorns have it. Their own 17-yard line, 7:12 to go in the first. They lead 10-0. Now you kind of feel like, Craig, all right, we've settled in here. Last time they had the short field, couldn't punch it in. Now they've got to drive the ball, see what this offense can do. You can't expect 75-yard swing passes to Ryan Niblett every time, so let's see if they can establish some rhythm here on offense.
Well, and that starts with the run, as we were talking about. Hey, Will Matthew, well, I'll get back to you after this play. First down. It's about to mention the atmospheric conditions, which look pretty pleasant right now. We got partly cloudy skies with the sun popping in and out of cloud cover. From the Longhorn 17-yard line on first down, Manning, quick swing pass out to Wingo again, breaks a tackle, 20, Ryan 25, and he has a first down. Why can't you throw it to Ryan Wingo on every
Yeah, my bad.
And then that one went 13 yards. It shows 67 degrees, Will, so a pretty temperate climate on the field, huh?
It's a really temperate climate, and the clouds are coming in and out, and the sun is being blocked. It's nice out here. Let me get you back to the game.
All right, first down and 10. Ball at the 30. Manning the snap. Quick swing pass to Mosley this time. Cuts upfield 35. 36. Near the 37-yard line is Emmett Mosley. Yep. Just beyond the 36-yard line. Tackle made by Nick Rinaldi, a senior from Dover, Mass. They'll mark it at the 36, so it is second down. And a long 4 needed. They need to reach just beyond the Texas 40 for the first down. Manning again. Using that short pass. This time a handoff. Weisner stepped out of a tackle and returns upfield. Here's Trey to the 45. He has a first down to midfield. What a run by Quintravian Weisner. Looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield and turns it into a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, C.J. Hurd thought for sure he had him for a big tackle for a loss. Great spin and balance, and then got a little extra at the end.
So Longhorns have the ball at midfield. First down and 10. Clock moving, under 6 minutes remaining. First quarter, it's 10-0 Longhorns. And Manning out of the shotgun on first down. And a straight direct snap back to Weisner. Cuts inside the 50, but it's only good enough for a gain of a yard to the 49. Now he pushes forward. Let's see where they mark the end of the forward progress. I think the 48, so it would be a 2-yard carry. May even give him the 47. We'll wait until the ball is spotted. Nope, it's the 48. It's a 2-yard carry. And it's second down and 8 for Texas. He went direct snap that time.
See a little bit of everything so far here in this first quarter.
So, on second down, ball on the right hash. 3 receivers out wide left, including the tight end, Jack Andrews. 2 on the short side of the field, split right. An empty set for Arch Manning. Out of the shotgun, Manning the snap. Looks right, throws right. Ball caught inside the 45 is Jordan Washington, the extra tight end who was out there in the pattern. And Washington with the catch. And he'll take that ball inside the 45 and down to the 40, inside the 44-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and less than 4 needed for the first. Washington checks out now. DeAndre Moore back in. Moore's out wide left. In slots on the left side are Emmett Mosley and Jack Andrews. Parker Livingston on the short side of the field, split right. Out of the shotgun off the right hash, inside the Vanderbilt 44-yard line. Third down, shotgun snap to Manning. Arch looks, fires over the middle, ball caught. DeAndre Moore, first down, still on his feet, breaks a tackle inside the 30 and down to the Vanderbilt 29-yard line. Yak yardage after the catch turns into a 14-yard gain before C.J. Hurd can make the stop.
What a nifty move after the catch there. He is Mr. Reliable on third down lately.
First down and 10, Texas at the Vanderbilt 29. C.J. Baxter on the field now at running back. Down to 4 minutes and counting here in the first quarter. Quick swing pass, right side. Ball caught by Livingston, breaks a tackle. Here's Parker down the sidelines, has another first down inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 11. Langston Patterson forced him out of bounds.
I'm not sure if they saw something with C.J. Hurd struggling on the edge for those open field tackles, or he's just having a bad game, but another chance to get him right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10, Texas, the ball at the Vanderbilt 18-yard line. 3:38 with the rolling clock here in quarter number 1. Baxter will line up in the pistol behind Arch Manning. 2 receivers out wide left. One goes in motion now. It's DeAndre Moore. And it is a handoff back to the left side. Baxter breaks inside the 15. C.J. close to, a little bit short of the first down. Marlon Sewell wrapped him up, but it's a gain of 7. And it is second down and 3 at the Vanderbilt 11-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice job by the left side of that offensive line. Boy, Trevor Gooseby got a big block.
Indeed he ever. And Cole Hudson at left guard. So, Connor Robertson's at center. DJ Campbell at right guard. Brandon Baker at right tackle. On the left hash, second down and 3 for the Longhorns at the Vanderbilt 11-yard line. Shotgun snap. Manning hands to Baxter. Cuts up the middle. He'll have a first down. CJ down inside the 7-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Texas. Baxter on the run to move the chains.
Boy, what you love to see from those backs is that extra yard or two after the contact, and he did just that, got all the way down to the 7-yard line on that hit.
Ryan Niblett checks back in for the Longhorns now, replacing DeAndre Moore. On the short side of the field, split left, is Emmett Mosley. Tight to the formation on the right. Now going in motion right is Niblett, with Livingston in the slot on the right. First down and goal, play action. Manning rolls right, looking to throw, still looking, rolls right near the boundary, fires for the end zone, caught, touchdown Texas. Jay Baxter. Cedric in the zone. A 6-yard catch for the score.
Arch Manning perfectly played right there. Just kept rolling, kept the eyes up. Eventually someone might spring free. He was right at the sideline, and he was able to find number 4 there who was blocking. He de-engaged, and then caught a dart from Arch Manning.
Is de-engaged?
It is on that play only.
That one only. All right.
It's the de-engager.
We'll go back to disengaged after that. De-engaged works. And how about Cedric Baxter did a catch? What a drive. This is the kind of drive we've been talking about, and we're talking about before the game and before this possession. Here's Shipley for the extra point. Good snap and hold. Mason's kick is good. 83 yards in 10 plays, taking 5:01 off the clock. Can hardly draw it up better than that, mixing the run and the pass. 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Here in Austin, it is now Texas 17, Vanderbilt nothing on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Nobody supports their team like a Texan. Learn how Texas Mutual Insurance Company is helping to build a stronger, safer Texas at texasmutual.com/TexansGetIt. Longhorns out to a 17-0 lead on Vanderbilt with 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Will Matthews, textbook drive, right? 83 yards, 10 plays, take 5:01 off the clock.
Yeah, and I just want to underscore having 5:01 off the clock. That means that your defense is on the sideline salivating, ready to get back in the game. And if we look back over the season, Texas has very sparingly been able to move the ball, especially this early in the game. And you know what they really were able to do was have that widespread run game. And that pseudo run game is what I call when you get your playmakers the ball in space, which opens up the defense, lightens the box, and opens the door for guys like C.J. Baxter and Wisner to get those first down runs. Way to go, Texas. Pushing through and moving the ball. 5:01 off the clock. Let's go.
On the drive, Arch Manning was 7 for 7 for 62 yards, including the 6-yard touchdown pass. 62 of the 83 through the air, everything else on the ground. Nice mixture, and a 17-0 lead.
Well, and you just want to put the pedal down on this team. They're fearless. They're tough. They're the gritty, underdogs that love to play that role. So, you got 7 real quick, and then you get the stop. You managed to get 3. You wanted 7 there, but what a big drive that was, especially because they also, like Will said, established some run game with those 2 backs.
Mason Shipley to kick it off. He's had 2 kickoffs. Make it 3 that have all been of the touchback variety. This one, however, will be fielded at the 7-yard line by Trey Richardson to bring it out. Stepped out of a tackle, but he's hit and dropped at the 21-yard line. Longhorns great downfield coverage on kickoff coverage team. Warren Roberson, one of those special teams demons, gets down there to make the stop.
Yeah, Jalen Gilba, Marshall Landwehr, of course, he got a lot of attention for a block on, rightfully so. Ryan Niblets punt return for a touchdown last week against Mississippi State.
All right. On the defensive front for the Longhorns, Cole Brevard is in. Alex January is in. Hero Canoe and Ethan Burke. The linebackers, Leonga Lafau, Anthony Hill, Trey Moore, who slides up to the edge. And on 1st down and 10 for Vanderbilt from the right hash mark of the Commodore 21-yard line. Shotgun snap, Pavia rolls left, looks, throws on the run, ball caught. Wide open out of the 30, 35-yard line is Junior Sherrill. Nobody even close to him on that, and he winds up picking up 17 yards.
He just went to the sideline and stopped, and saw that a couple of times last week with Mississippi State receivers, but Derek Williams late to get there.
It's out at the 38-yard line. Colton Vosick, a 250-pound sophomore out of Westlake High in the Austin, checks in along the defensive front. Vosick, January, Canoe, and Burke, the down linemen. Ty Anthony Smith in at linebacker along with Anthony Hill and Leonga Lafau. 1st down and 10 from the 38. Play action. Pavia rolls right, looks, throws on the run. Another man wide open across midfield. Down to the Texas 40-yard line on the catch is Richie Hoskins. Just open in the seam, and that goes for 22 yards.
Pavia so good on the run, the play action, and then he gets out in space and he's able to survey the field and had another wide open receiver.
Ball is at the Texas 40-yard line. 1 minute to go with a rolling clock here in the first quarter. Texas with a 17-0 lead. On the short side of the field, split to the right is Junior Sherrill. Out wide left, Trey Richardson. Ball on the right hash of the Texas 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Pavia to take the snap. Sends a man in motion into the backfield, and then back behind him and rolling on the option. Back to throw. Pavia steps up, deep down the sideline and incomplete. Through behind the intended receiver, and that was Alexander out of the backfield, who was covered, picked up by the safety Derek Williams.
Offside.
But we have offsides against Texas.
Lined up in the neutral zone. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of 1st down.
Yeah, that's the thing that drives coaches crazy, because that's just a self-inflicted wound when you're just lining up in the neutral zone. And that's exactly what it was. And it was Colton Vosick on the edge who lined up in the neutral zone. Actually, it was Ethan Burke who lined up in the neutral zone. So Burke lined up in the neutral zone. Now it's 1st and 5 for Vanderbilt at the Texas 35. MK Young offset to the left side of the quarterback, Diego Pavia. Young, the Vanderbilt running back. On 1st down off the right hash of the Texas 35. Man in motion, and it's Pavia keeping it himself for 2, maybe 3 yards, depending on the spot. Colin Simmons made the tackle. And it's a gain of a couple to the 33-yard line. And just inside the 33. We'll see if Vanderbilt chooses to run another play. Looks like they will. Clock is down to 15 seconds and counting, and they break the huddle with 10 seconds. We'll see if they get this play off now. Pavia is still checking the wristband. It's down to 5 to go in the quarter. And I think the time is going to run out here. And that'll do it. Into the first quarter from here in Austin with a score of the Texas Longhorns 17, the Vanderbilt Commodores nothing. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
This week on Sports News, football's newest star ain't no rookie, it's DirecTV. They make it easy to find your pro and college teams across live TV and streaming apps so you never miss a moment. And with access to your game stats and scores in one place, it's good. DirecTV now includes ESPN Unlimited. Visit DirecTV.com today. DirecTV is a proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Included premium apps may vary. Internet-connected Gemini device and separate subscriptions required. New residential customers auto-renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Equipment lease required. Unreturned device fees apply. Credit card and restrictions apply.
Time for a refill. Get your watch party restocked at Twin Liquors. Bourbon, tequila, Tito's. We have it all. Pick up a twin deal and save 10% on identical bottles. Or find a new favorite with our deals of the week. Order online for curbside or delivery. TwinLiquors.com. Please drink responsibly.
When faced with a disaster, the Cotton companies never drop the ball. As the trusted recovery partner of global businesses, Cotton is proud to provide property restoration, construction, roofing, temporary housing, culinary, and environmental support services. We're also back to battle for the long-standing Texas rivalry as official sponsor of Texas Athletics and the official sponsor of the Lone Star Showdown. One call, one team. Total recovery. Learn more at cottoncompanies.com.
At St. David's Healthcare, we talk a lot about being the best. It's not just talk. We show it through innovation, hard work, heart, and of course, victories. St. David's Healthcare is proud to be an official healthcare provider of Texas Athletics. And as UT Athletic Director Chris Del Conte would say,
the best is here, and together we are changing the world. Hook 'em.
Mike Coulter back in studio, taking a look back at the first quarter. Texas started the game with a bang. The very first play, Ryan Wingo takes an Arch Manning pass, 75 yards to the house down the far sideline, making it 7-0. A one-play, 75-yard drive, 11 seconds off the clock. Next possession for Vanderbilt, their first of the game. Colin Simmons would sack Diego Pavia, stripped the football and recovered it, setting up Texas with a short field. Mason Shipley, a 39-yard field goal, good. 5 plays, 8 yards, a minute 8 off the clock. Longhorns in front, 10-0. Vanderbilt would advance it down to the Texas 40, but a holding call would thwart their next drive, and they would punt it after an incomplete pass on 3rd down and 11. And then the Longhorns with a very methodical drive capped by a 6-yard touchdown pass as Arch Manning connects with C.J. Baxter. 10 plays, 83 yards, 5 minutes and 1 second off the clock. Vanderbilt with the football as we start the second quarter. Pavia with completions already on this drive of 17 and 22 yards as they are approaching the red zone. Let's send it back to Austin with Craig, Roger, and Will. Guys?
All right, thanks very much, Mike. Let's go down to Will, who may have an update for us on a banged-up Longhorn. Will?
Yes, Jelani McDonald walked off on his own power with the training staff to the locker room, which means with Jelani out and also Taft, those are the starting 2 safeties for Texas who have played a lot of snaps this fall, not playing today, and hopefully both of them will be back soon. Hopefully Jelani can get back in this game.
Yeah, when they go to the locker room, you never feel that great about it, but there's only so much you can do with the medical tent anyway, so we'll hope for the best. Cedric Alexander, the running back, as Vanderbilt moves right to left, south to north here in quarter number 2. The Commodores with a 2nd down and 3 at the Texas 33-yard line. Diego Pavia out of the shotgun, has the snap, turns, hands off, and what a hit. M.K. Young came around, and he was slammed to the turf. Anthony Hill and Colin Simmons and Ethan Burke were all there.
Off of both edges, and then Burke also, and get a big negative play. Now all of a sudden a little tougher 3rd down for Vanderbilt.
So a loss of 3 back to the 36. Cole Brevard exhorting the crowd to make some noise. As he comes in, Brad Spence checks in along that defensive front. He'll be an edge rusher there for the Longhorns, along with Alex January on the defensive front. And Murad Watson. 3rd down and 6 for the Commodores at the Texas 36-yard line. Pavia out of the gun, has the snap out of an empty set, fires over the middle, ball caught, and a 1st down. And it was Junior Sherrill who made the catch. It was a low pass where only Sherrill would have been able to get to that football, caught it inside the coverage of Gilbo, and it goes for 11 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, big hitter right through some traffic. A couple of linebackers there. I think Spence was one of them that was trying to knock it down.
Ball was at the Longhorn 25-yard line. And we played just over a minute of the second quarter. 2 receivers line up on the short side of the field to the right for Vanderbilt. One is out wide left. Ball on the right hash mark at the Texas 25-yard line. 1st down and 10. The late handoff sweeping to the right. Alexander in some trouble, and the Longhorns bring him down for a loss. Jalen Gilbo, Alex January out there. It's a loss of a yard.
Got some penetration off that edge, and that forced Alexander to bounce it outside.
2nd down and 11 at the Texas 26. Ball is on the right hash. Commodores huddle near the line of scrimmage. They break the huddle now, and they'll send 3 receivers out wide left. Alexander, the running back, offset to the right side of the quarterback, Diego Pavia. Out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 11 at the Texas 26-yard line. Pavia from the gun. Long count, pass the snap, back to throw with some time. Swings it across the field. Ball caught inside the 30. Alexander wrapped up by Brad Spence. Excellent open field tackle at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You aren't kidding, Craig. He's out there on an island. He doesn't make that play. It goes for a big one. And Vanderbilt clogged up the blitz. And so, boy, it was Spence or nobody out there initially.
So now 3rd down, and really you call it realistically 10 and a half. The ball inside the 26-yard line of Texas. Now about Sark exhorting the crowd to make some noise in that north end zone, and they respond on 3rd down, and a long 10 needed for a Vanderbilt 1st down. Pavia from the shotgun. Two receivers wide right, two on the short side of the field, split left. Ball on the left hash. Inside the Texas 26. Shotgun snap. Hobby to throw. Escapes pressure. Cannot escape the second man. Trey Moore wraps him up from behind. He grabbed him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it brings up fourth down.
Ethan Burke got the initial pressure. Pavia stepped up, but it slowed him down, and then Trey Moore finished it off.
Commodores will look to get on the field on the scoreboard via the field goal. This will be a 44-yard try for Brock Taylor, who is a perfect 7 for 7 this year on field goals, including 2 for 2 in the 40 to 49-yard range. Out of the hold of the punter, Nick Halber, Durham Harris, the snapper. Snap, spot, kick on the way, and that kick is good, and Vanderbilt is on the board. 11:22 remaining here in the first half. The score is Texas 17 and Vanderbilt 3 here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Mike Coulter back in studio with this WinStar Studio report. A bit of a surprise in the top 25 in Big 12, where number 22 Houston struggling at home against West Virginia. Early second quarter, the Mountaineers on top of the Cougars 21-7. Over in Waco, Baylor, thanks to two Sawyer Robertson touchdown passes, leads UCF 17-0, just under 12 minutes until halftime there. ACC action, SMU trails at home early second quarter against number 10 Miami. Hurricanes lead the Mustangs 7-0. And in the American, a big game in the American, North Texas on top of Navy 14-3, just over 7 minutes left in the second quarter there. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification as you're listening to Texas Longhorns football from Learfield. Now we'll send it back inside DKR Texas Memorial Stadium with Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, Longhorns score a taste touchdown at your next tailgate with Hellman's, the official mayonnaise of Texas Athletics. Vanderbilt on the board. Texas holds them to a 44-yard Brock Taylor field goal. They went 53 yards in 5 minutes and 44 seconds, and Longhorns lead at 17-3.
Vanderbilt to kick off. They kicked off to start the game, won the toss, deferred the option second half. Longhorns made them pay for that with a one-play hit, the 75-yard touchdown catch and run for the score from Ryan Wingo. Here's the kickoff. It is a shorter kickoff, and it'll be fielded upfield out over the 20-25. Still on his feet to the 30 is Nick Townsend, one of the Longhorn tight ends. The thing took a bounce, and that can be dangerous there. I think Nick thought, do I go ahead and field this? And he did, and brought it up to the 32-yard line.
It was a directional kick away from Niblett, and Townsend looked a little confused, but he got a really nice hop, and then a nice run back to give Texas good field position.
So the Longhorns will start from their own 32-yard line. Parker Livingston is on the short side of the field, split left. Wide right tight end Jordan Washington, slot right tight end Jack Endries, and Emmett Mosley. Quintravian Weisner back in the ball game at running back. Trey offset to the right side of Arch Manning. Ball on the left hash of the Texas 32. On first down and 10, Manning with the snap, looks to throw, swings it out to Weisner. Trey trying to turn it upfield, but in some trouble. Still breaks out of it to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain. And a couple of players tangle up. Jalen Gilbo for Texas and one Vanderbilt player tangle up. And there is a flag down. I think this is offsides against Vanderbilt. Here comes the call.
Offside on the defense, lined up in the neutral zone, number 29. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with the replay of first down.
It's Miles Caper, the razor edge, as they call him. Lee Hedrick, the referee of this SEC crew. The umpire, Trenton Crawford. The head line judge is Christopher Hess. Brian Davis, the center judge. The line judge, Chris Snuggs. The field judge, Scotty Melanson. The side judge, Jonathan Bullock. The back judge, Brett Toney. And David Ullman, the replay official. The communicator is Tyrone Anderson. So, it's 1st and 5. It started all over now from the Texas 37. Out of the pistol, handoff, Weisner. Cuts it up the middle, 40, 45, and a first down. Trey gains 8 before he's wrapped up by Martell Height.
Outstanding job by the left side of that offensive line. He had push and he had an alley.
Longhorns running the ball well here on the last drive, and now this one. It's at the Texas 45 and a first down. Manning from the gun with a snap, and he looks to throw. Arch with some time. Still time. Pressure coming. Now tucks it in and run, and he's hit right around the head, right around midfield. They did not call it. He was in the slide mode at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 4, but he was popped. The fans are booing there. They thought there should have been a flag thrown. It was not. 2nd down and 6. There was no flag thrown.
Yeah, it was Langston Patterson, and Arch was going in slide mode, and he went down with him. The other concern, Ryan Wingo went off to the sideline. Looked like he bothered with his hand or arm.
2nd down and 6. The ball at the Texas 49. Weisner offset to the left side of Manning. Arch, pressure coming, has to get rid of it. Back the other way, caught by Weisner. 50, 45, 40. Trey hurdles the tackler and has a first down. And takes that inside the 35-yard line. They'll mark him at the 34. So that's a 17-yard gain. What a heads-up play by Arch Manning. Under the gun and delivers that screen.
Yeah, you've got to be able to stand in there, and you got enough touch on it. And it was such a free run down there for Weisner. Great run after the catch.
Dalen McCutcheon, the freshman from Lovejoy, checks in. What with Ryan Wingo off the field right now. 1st down and 10 Texas. Ball on the right hash mark at the Vanderbilt 34-yard line. 9:08 in a rolling clock here in the first half. Handoff. Weisner trying to step through a couple of tacklers, and it's a minimal gain, only probably about a yard. Nick Rinaldi, the tackle for the Commodores. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Football in the center of the field. Emmett Mosley is split to the right. Dalen McCutcheon split left, and a slot left for Texas is DeAndre Moore. Weisner remains the running back, offset to the left side of Arch Manning. Draws the carry on 2nd down. Trey cuts inside to the 30, 29, 28, and maybe even the 27. Just continue to surge forward. Did Quintravian Weisner. Bradley Mann, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida, on the tackle to spot the football at the 28. So call it a 5-yard carry, and it's now 3rd down and 4 for Texas at the Vanderbilt 28-yard line. Tighter formation right now in a 3-receiver pattern. Mosley shifts in motion from left to right. Manning out of the gun as the snap, and Arch looks to throw on 3rd down and 4. Looks right, throws right, ball caught. 1st down, Emmett Mosley inside the 20. That's that throw way across the field to the opposite side, and Manning can make it. Colby Taylor, a native Texan, wraps him up, but it's a gain of 10 and a 1st down at the 18.
Trey Weisner, great blitz protection.
Now they go quickly from the Vanderbilt 18-yard line. Manning pumps, looks, swings it out right side. Ball caught by McCutcheon, breaks the tackle, 10, 5. Day-Day McCutcheon out of bounds at the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Martell Height ran him out, a 14-yard catch and run. 5th catch of the year for the freshman, Dalen McCutcheon.
Great job of tiptoeing the sidelines as well.
So now, it'll be 1st and goal. DeAndre Moore checks out of the lineup now. And on 1st and goal, the Longhorns go deep into the bench now. Kalik Lockett, the freshman receiver, is out there for Texas. It is out of the pistol set. First and goal from the 4. Toss left. Weisner cuts inside to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas. Twin Travian Weisner plows it in from 4 yards out, and Trey extends it to a 3-score lead for Texas.
Outstanding drive, and Trey Weisner did a full somersault into the end zone. But again, it's that push on the line where he has a chance to cut it back and get ahead of steam. He's not fighting defenders as soon as he gets the football.
Another excellent drive, mixing the run and the pass. 68 yards and 8 plays, taking 4:15 off the clock. Mason Shipley for the conversion. We will keep Will Matthews busy as he tries to find out if Ryan Wingo's okay, and if DeAndre Moore is okay, and if Dalen McCutcheon's okay. So we'll see. Good snap and hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7:02 remaining in the first half. It's now Texas 24, Vanderbilt 3. Texas Longhorn football continues in a moment.
At St. David's Healthcare, we talk a lot about being the best. It's not just talk. We show it through innovation, hard work, heart, and of course, victories. St. David's Healthcare is proud to be an official healthcare provider of Texas athletics. And as UT Athletic Director Chris Del Conte would say,
The best is here, and together we are changing the world. Hook 'em.
In Austin, Saturdays are for barbecue and football. Deep in the heart of Longhorn Nation, connection is everything. T-Mobile delivers the best network. Whether you're tailgating at DKR or streaming from across the country, we've got more towers, a signal that goes farther, and the most advanced 5G. That's how we hook 'em on the best network. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Best mobile network in the U.S. according to Ookla Speed Test 1H 2025.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
For South Texas Ford dealers are the proud truck provider for Bevo. Ford is the best in Texas. Longhorns with that 68-yard 8-play drive. So Will Matthews on 2 of the drives. These last 2 touchdown drives have accumulated a total of 9 minutes and 16 seconds of clock time on the 2 drives combined. That's winning football.
You know, that definitely is. And like I alluded to earlier when I was talking, is that Texas has played 170 snaps on the defensive side. That means that Texas's offense has not been able to stay on the field and extend drives. And when you can extend drives and you can continually move the ball, you can wear out our opposing opponent's defense. And that's what has been done on this side. And let's see how that pays dividends as we move into the fourth quarter. A little bit of an injury report. Have not been able to see what's up with Wingo at the moment. Moore is on the sideline with all of the wide receivers. It seems like he is ready to go. And McCutcheon is still in the medical tent. Not exactly sure what's going on with him, but wishing them all the best.
All right, we'll see if we find out more about it. Meanwhile, Shipley ready to kick off from north to south, from left to right, and this one will be unreturnable. It'll sail through the end zone on a touchback. So Vanderbilt will operate from the 25. Their last drive netted their only points on that 44-yard field goal by Brock Taylor as they head the drive downfield.
And Dalen McCutcheon is headed to the Texas locker room.
I certainly hope it's not serious. And it was on that catch for 14 yards where he got banged up going out of bounds when he was knocked out of bounds. Longhorns will have Zeno Moselu on the defensive front, 262-pound redshirt freshman out of Allen High. So Zena's out there. Also Brad Spence along the edge. M.K. Young is the running back for Vanderbilt in the pistol. Now he shifts to the right side of the quarterback, Diego Pavia. On first down and 10, shotgun snap to Pavia, swings to the left, ball caught. Look out, 30-35, and a first down to the 40-yard line. Could have been even bigger. Trey Richardson got out of the hold of Kobe Black for a moment. Black finally able to run him down, but it's a 15-yard gain out to the 40.
See if Vanderbilt does what Florida did, pick on that side opposite of Malik Muhammad. Florida was different. Muhammad was hurt, but now you're down a corner as well.
Well, Muhammad not on the field at the moment. Kobe Black at one corner, Jalen Gilbo on the opposite side. Ball is on the left hash at the Commodore 40-yard line. First down and 10 for Vanderbilt. Pavia out of the gun, looking over the Texas defense. Sends a man in motion and hands him the ball and pulls it back in and then cuts upfield to the 40, but the Longhorn defensive discipline in the rush lane was maintained. They limit Pavia to a 2-yard gain. Zeno Moselu on the tackle for the Horns.
Yeah, Muhammad down there on the sideline ready to go. Anthony Hill not in on this sequence as well.
Second down. Leonga Lafau at linebacker for Texas. Trey Moore there in that spot. Xavier Filsamy in at safety, along with Derek Williams. And Grayson Littleton right now, a freshman from Tampa, is the star back on second down and 8 for the Commodores from the Vanderbilt 42-yard line. Pavia out of the shotgun and looks to throw on second down. And now being flushed. Has the throw on the run, ball caught out to the 40, 45, and Grayson Littleton finally able to wrap up M.K. Young, but he's near a first down. Young kind of dragged him for 3 more yards out to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and it's third down and 2 for Vanderbilt.
They had Pavia retreating, but did a nice job of dumping it down to Young. And Littleton, even though he gave up a few yards, that was in the open field, so at least kept him from the first down.
Ball is at the 48. Travis Shaw checks back in along the defensive front, along with Alex January and Ethan Burke and Hero Canoe. So Longhorns swap out the down lineman. Third down and 2, Vanderbilt from the Commodore 48-yard line. Out of the pistol set, it's a power pistol with a fullback out there, and off play action, Pavia will throw to the fullback, caught across midfield and a first down as they go to Gabe Fisher, fullback, and Fisher picks up the first down. Fisher is a junior from Nashville, 6'1", 250-pounder. First and 10 Vanderbilt after the 5-yard gain. The ball at the Texas 47-yard line. Ethan Burke checks out. Colin Simmons back in. Lance Jackson returns as well. First down and 10. Ball on the right hash of the Longhorn 47-yard line. Clock moving. 4:15 remaining in the half with Texas in front 24-3. Cedric Alexander is the running back for Vanderbilt. On first down, shotgun snap and back to throw. Pavia looks to the left, now to the right, scrambles, being chased, and then has to get rid of the football and throws it away. Colin Simmons and Lance Jackson bearing down on him. It's second down and 10.
You'd love to get a sack, but boy, it's a win when you can get him off schedule, and all he can do is throw it out of bounds. And Alex January also applying some pressure.
Now Murad Watson checks back in for January on the defensive front. Jackson on the edge along with Colin Simmons. Watson and Canoe in the middle of Travis Shaw in the middle of the defensive front. M.K. Young is the running back. He's offset to the right side of Diego Pavia. Now, on second down, Pavia the snap, rolls to his left, throws, ball caught, down to the 40, breaking the tackle, Eli Stowers, and he has a first down. We've been telling you about him. Stowers, the one-time quarterback at Denton Geyer, and an NFL draft prospect at tight end, turns it into a 16-yard gain.
Yeah, they cleared out that left side, and then Stowers was underneath.
First and 10 Vanderbilt at the Texas 30-yard line. Commodores on the move again. 3:40 remaining in the half. And remember, Vanderbilt will get the kickoff to start the second half. Out wide right is Junior Sherrill. On the short side of the field, split to the left, is Trey Richardson. On the slot left, Richie Hoskins. Ball on the left hash of the Texas 30-yard line. Out of the pistol on first down. With Hoskins in motion, it's a handoff, and then surging straight ahead is M.K. Young. Gain of about 4 to the Texas 27-yard line. So It'll bring up second down. Ball is at it's just barely inside the 28. So it'll be second down and nearly 7 needed for the first.
Clark Lee probably thinking, however this drive ends, they want to leave as little time as possible for Texas.
Now on second down with the ball inside the 28. Cedric Alexander back in a running back for Vanderbilt. Alexander flexes out of the backfield, creating an empty set now, with 3 tight ends and 2 wide receivers out there on second down. Shotgun snap, pressure coming. Ball is thrown in too high. Junior Sherrill, the intended target. Malik Muhammad coming on that corner blitz. We saw him come up with a big sack last week in Starkville, and he almost got to Pavia, who heard the footsteps behind him and had to get rid of the ball. Now it's going to bring up third down and nearly 7 needed for the first. 2:34 remaining in the half. See how Vanderbilt plays this now. The ball just inside the Texas 28-yard line. On third down, wide right is Trey Richardson. And slots on the right are Richie Hoskins and Junior Sherrill. 3 receivers out wide right, 1 on the short side, split left. Alexander, the running back, on third down. Shotgun snap, back to Pavia, looking, pressure coming, scrambles right, look out here, looking to throw, downfield, incomplete, he threw behind. Oh, they called that a catch. It's short of the first down, but Hoskins turned around and held on to the ball before he fell out of bounds. It's at the 25-yard line. It goes as a 3-yard gain. Now it's 4th down and 4 for Vanderbilt. And the clock's going to probably run down to the 2-minute timeout before they make a decision here. Pavia's in the huddle. Well, they quickly sprint to the line. Let's see. 4th down and 4. Play clock down to 2:02, 2:01. That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It's 4th down and 4 for Vanderbilt. Coming up, Texas leading 24-3. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Get a great deal on select Kubota construction equipment featuring durable Kubota engines. More comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. Subject to credit approval. Consult your tax advisor. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full details.
From the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow.
Welcome to the world of WinStar, where the thrills are bigger than ever. Get lost in our 2-story luxury spa. Savor a world of dining experiences. Rest in one of our vast hotel towers. And catch the biggest names in music and comedy at the spectacular Lucas Oil Live. All just 1 hour north of DFW. So come live in the wow at the world of WinStar.
God, I'm saying wow.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength, power, agility, a team that shows up ready to win. At Toyota Trucks, they bring the full roster. Kick off the season with big savings at the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event.
Toyota is a proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Hook 'em loud, haul 'em proud in a new Tundra or Tacoma, built to take you wherever the road leads. Find yours today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Gift and Give. At the University Co-op, you can find the perfect Longhorn gifts for everyone on your list and give back to UT students. Every penny of profit goes directly to course material scholarships for Longhorns. Shop in-store or online at universitycoop.com. 2-minute timeout. Vanderbilt faces a 4th down, a 4th and 5 from the Texas 25-yard line. It's a 21-point game, and we'll see if they go for it here. If they kick the field goal, you're still at a 3-score game. If you're Vanderbilt, you're going to get the ball to start the second half, but we'll see if Clark Lee wants to go for the first down, try to get a touchdown, or at least bleed the clock before having to kick a field goal.
And it is a full 4 yards, so they need the 21-yard line, and the ball even just inside the 26, so it is about 4.5 needed for the first down. Bright sunny skies right now, 70 degrees here in the capital city. Warren Roberson will be in at one corner for Texas, and Malik Muhammad at the other corner for the Longhorns. The safeties will be Derek Williams and Xavier Filsamy, with Grayson Littleton, the star back. And Anthony Hill and Trey Moore at the linebacker spots. Ethan Burke, Colin Simmons, the rush ends. And in the middle, Hero Canoe and Cole Brevard. 4th down and a long 4 for Vanderbilt. The ball just outside the Texas 25. Diego Pavia out of the shotgun. Has the snap. Pavia rolls left, looks, throws on the run, pass caught, 1st down. Right inside the coverage of Derek Williams. Eli Stowers, the ever-dependable tight end. It's a gain of 6 and a 1st down for Vanderbilt.
They were looking for the big target. Stowers, 6'4", 235, all the way there. He can just body up.
So it's at the Texas 19-yard line with the clock moving, 1:50 remaining in the half. Texas up 24-3. Ball is inside the 19, close to the 18-yard line. Alexander, the running back, on 1st down. Pavia out of the shotgun on 1st down. Has the snap, turns, play action, looks to throw. Pressure coming. He's going to go down. Running him down was Anthony Hill. Boy, has he been on a roll of late. And Hill with a sack and a loss of 7.
Well, you watch Pavia, and you just got to get to him. As long as he's got a little bit of daylight, he can make a play, but Hill got that right arm, and there was nowhere to go with it except to try to hold on to the ball for Pavia.
So now, instead of being just outside the 18, it's just outside the 25 after the loss of 7 on the sack. 2nd down. Under a minute remaining in the half. Pavia out of an empty set with 3 receivers wide right and 2 on the short side of the field, split left. Pavia looking over the Longhorn defense with a long count. Sends Alexander in motion. Shotgun snap. Hit as he throws. Ball caught around the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Is junior Sherrill inside the coverage. Jalen Gilbo the tackle. They got back the 7 yards they lost on the sack. Now 3rd down to a half minute remaining here in the half. On 3rd down for Vanderbilt. And the Commodores need 9 for the 1st down. Longhorns swap out personnel. 3 receivers out wide right for Vandy. And a timeout called by Texas on defense. And that was to make sure they had everything, the right personnel they wanted out there.
First charge timeout of the half.
So Longhorns take their first timeout, and it comes with 17 seconds remaining in the half. They want to remind you to register free for the Tropical Tip-Off at TexasLonghorns.com/Maui for your chance to spend November 24th and 25th with the Longhorn men's basketball team in Maui, courtesy of Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Hurry, registration closes on November 5th. We'll continue on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Today's game is presented by HEB. 17 seconds remaining in the half. Texas takes a timeout on defense, Will Matthews, to get set before Vanderbilt prepares to snap the football on 3rd and 9.
Yep, they've got to. And what Texas has got to do, what they're thinking right now is they cannot give up 7 points. 3 points, they're definitely in field goal range, but 7 points gives Pavia a little momentum moving into the second half when they'll all make the adjustments and come back to the field. That could be a 14-point swing and get Vandy right back into the game. Texas has got to make sure to keep them out of the end zone, but definitely know that they can block this and turn it around. Texas doesn't have enough time to score on this, so they've got to go strong and be strong right here in this one.
Especially given the fact that the Commodores will get the kickoff to start the second half.
Yeah, that you talk about a momentum swing. Will's exactly right. You give up the 3, it's still a 3-score game. So you got a big third down play right here for this Texas defense so far. Vanderbilt 3 for 6 on third, and one of those they converted on fourth that they didn't convert on third.
So out of the timeout, ball is at the Texas 18-yard line. It's 3rd down and 9 for Vanderbilt. Commodores will send 3 receivers out wide right. 1, Junior Sherrill on the short side, split to the left. The running back is Cedric Alexander. Ball's on the left hash of the Texas 18. 3rd down and 9. Now Alexander flexes into the slot and shifts in motion. So it'll be an empty set for Diego Pavia from the shotgun. 5 receivers, nobody in the backfield but Pavia. He'll take the snap on 3rd down and 9. Fires over the middle. He's got Stowers open to catch. 5. Touchdown. Wow. Well, 3 times on the drive, he went to Eli Stowers, and that one goes for an 18-yard touchdown.
Texas rolled the dice. They blitzed Anthony Hill, who was in the slot closest to Stowers at the line of scrimmage, and Pavia beat him.
So on for the conversion will be Brock Taylor, and then that's brought it back to a 2-touchdown ball game here, as they'll try to pull to within 14 points. For the conversion, Brock Taylor out of the hold of Nick Haber and Durham Harris to snap it. And again, Vanderbilt will get the football to start the second half, so they'll be looking for the daily double. And snap and hold, and that kick is good. Now, for those of you who follow the high school football scene in Texas, you may remember in the 2021 state championship game, you had Westlake High, the Austin area, playing Denton Geyer. The quarterback from Westlake was Kate Klubnik, who, of course, is now at Clemson. The man who started at quarterback for Denton Geyer was Eli Stowers. He was a quarterback prospect, had already signed with Texas A&M. Stowers suffered a knee injury very early in the ball game, in the game where the Westlake defense dominated with Ethan Burke and Colton Vosick on the defensive front. Stowers had to leave the game, replaced by freshman quarterback Jackson Arnold, who's now at Auburn. That was a star-studded state championship game, won by Westlake, coached by Todd Dodge, the lifetime Longhorn and former Longhorn quarterback, who, of course, is the head coach at Lovejoy, where he coached Dalen McCutcheon. And Parker Livingston left right before he came in, but he coached Dalen McCutcheon as well. So a lot of stars on the field that day at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A little squibber, bounced on the middle, fielded on the hop, and out over the 30, 35, and up to the 40-yard line with 7 seconds remaining in the half. Colton Vosick, the aforementioned defensive lineman, showing some nimble footwork as he gets it upfield. And they're going to put the ball down maybe at the 39, but Longhorns have 2 timeouts. If they could get one big pass down the middle, they might have a shot at a field goal.
Yeah, they got to do it quickly. 7 seconds to go. So good to see Parker Livingston and DeAndre Moore back in there.
They're both out wide left. Emmett Mosley on the short side of the field, split right. Trey Wisner, the running back, offset to the left side of Arch Manning. 7 seconds remaining in the half. Now a 24-10 ball game. From the right hash, shotgun snap to Manning. Arch looks, sends it over the middle. Caught, a sliding catch. Clock stops at 3 seconds to go in the half. And Emmett Mosley made the catch for a 15-yard gain.
Boy, it took its toll. Mosley slow to come off now. He hit that turf hard.
It's been a tough game on the Texas receiving corps here. Ryan Wingo having to check out the ballgame after he had the early touchdown. Now Mosley coming off the field, but he was banged up. Now the ball's at the 46-yard line. so it'd be over 60 yards on the field goal try. Of course, Mason Shipley has hit a 60-yarder. He did it with Texas State, but I think they're just going to try to see if they can go Hail Mary as Khalid Lockett checks in at receiver. So Lockett and DeAndre Moore both out wide left. Short side of the field, split to the right, is Parker Livingston. In a slot on that short side to the right is the tight end Jack Hendricks. Ball is on the right hash mark at the Vanderbilt 46-yard line. Barring penalty, this will be the final play of the first half. Shotgun snap, and before they get going, timeout called by
Prior
Vanderbilt.
to the snap, timeout, Vanderbilt. This is the first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Timer, please reset the game clock to 3 seconds.
While they do that, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield. Craig Wayne, Roger Wallace, Will Matthews, and our Longhorn Radio Network broadcast crew from Learfield with you. Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium here in Austin. Here as we hit the bottom of the noon hour, Texas with a 24-10 lead on Vanderbilt. One play perhaps remaining in the half. 1st and 10 at the Commodore 46-yard line. Manning with the snap, 3 seconds remaining in the half. Arch to wind up and heave it for the end zone. Downfield into the end zone and too much on it. It'll go out of the end zone. Blake Lockett might even have come down with it, but it was out of the back of the end zone, and that'll do it for the first half. There's a flag down. Hold on. If this is a defensive penalty, then there would be an untimed down. So all the action stopped. Lee Hedrick, the referee, will give us the call here. Texas may have one more snap here further in Vanderbilt territory. Let's check the call. Here it is from the referee.
Illegal substitution on the defense. They played it down with 12 players. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of first down. Timer, please reset the game clock to 3 seconds. The game clock will start on the snap.
Consider this. 12 men on the field after Vanderbilt called timeout.
Because I think they had trouble getting the 12th man off the field before Texas was ready to snap the ball.
And then they wound up playing with 12 anyway.
Same guy must have gone back out.
Well, the Longhorns have one more try at this. The ball was at the Vanderbilt 41-yard line with 3 seconds remaining in the half. Manning from the shotgun. Arch has it. Back to throw. Winds up. Lets it fly for the end zone. Down into the end zone. And it is battled for and caught right on the back line. It looks like, what do they call this? Incomplete. Over the back line. It was caught by Marlon Sewell. You could say intercepted, but it was out of bounds. So it'll go as an incomplete pass. And that's the end of the first half. Here in Austin with the score of the Texas Longhorns 24, the Vanderbilt Commodores 10. Up next, Mike Coulter in our Longhorn Radio Network studios from Learfield. We'll look around the SEC and scores from across the nation as well when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This season, honor the win and the West in Tecovas. Whether you're in the stands or out celebrating downtown, Tecovas Western boots are handcrafted for all-day comfort. With colors and styles that look right at home, you can show your pride from head to toe. This football season, show up in boots. Find your perfect pair at tecovas.com or one of our Austin stores on South Congress and at the Domain. Tecovas, forever West.
Texas Athletics continues to make strides in its sustainability initiatives on game days with the Bleed Orange, Live Green program. Longhorn fans can help by placing their waste inside the proper recycling and landfill bins around DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. Texas Disposal Systems is the sustainability services provider for the program, with additional support by Coca-Cola. The program was established in 1996 and has been recognized locally, regionally, and nationally. Bleed Orange, Live Green, Longhorn fans.
Hey Longhorns, when you bring Hellman's creamy buffalo chicken dip to the watch party, you can be a couch coach, cheer too loud, or worse, bring a friend who knows nothing about football.
How do they get the yellow line to move on the field?
Because when you do dip with Hellman's, you can do no wrong. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, official mayonnaise sponsor of Texas Athletics. Bring out the best.
It's halftime on the Longhorn Radio Network. Now let's head to the Learfield Network studios.
Mike Coulter back with you as Texas had about as complete a first half as we've seen this season before the Commodores' final drive. The Longhorns hitting Vanderbilt in the mouth from the very jump with Ryan Wingo's 75-yard catch-and-run touchdown in building a 24-3 lead. Diego Pavia, as expected, the 9th-ranked Commodores, not going to go down quietly. They move the ball at times, settling for a field goal before finally getting across the goal line just before the half. Pavia finding his elite tight end, Eli Stowers, for an 18-yard TD. Coming up on the halftime report, I'll take you back through the first half, get you up to date on scores, and Craig's got all the first half stats. It's halftime, and Texas leads number 9 Vanderbilt 24-10 on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Mike Coulter back in studio. Texas leads Vanderbilt 24-10 at the break. Taking a look back at the first half of play, Texas got the football to start the game and would hit Vanderbilt in the mouth on the first play from scrimmage, our Old Dominion best play of the first half.
First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Quick swing pass, caught by Wingo, turns it upfield 30, 35, Wingo 40. He goes to midfield. Forget it, folks. Forget about it. Say goodnight to it. 75 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Ryan Wingo does it again.
One play, 75 yards, 11 seconds. Texas in front 7-0. Our Old Dominion best play of the half, of course, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be the official freight carrier of Texas Athletics. Vanderbilt's first possession of the game, they got one first down, but then on 1st down and 10, Colin Simmons, a terrific play. The edge rusher sacked Diego Pavia, stripped the ball in the process, and recovered the fumble. Did it all himself, setting up Texas with a short field. They ultimately would have to settle for a Mason Shipley 39-yard field goal, made it 10-0, a 5-play, 8-yard drive, 1:08 off the clock. Vanderbilt then would advance it to the Texas 40-yard line on their second possession, but a holding call on a 3rd down and 1 where they came up just short, made it 3rd down and 11. They had to throw it out of bounds due to Texas pressure on Pavia, and they had to punt it away. Texas's next drive, a methodical one. Manning hits Wingo, this time for 14, then Emmett Mosley for 6 more. Trey Wisner into the act with a 13-yard run. 3rd down and 3, Manning finds DeAndre Moore for 14. Parker Livingston would get 11 more on a swing pass. Couple solid runs, got Texas down to the Vanderbilt 6 with a 1st down and goal.
1st down and goal, play action. Manning rolls right, looking to throw, still looking, rolls right, near the boundary, fires for the end zone, caught, touchdown Texas, C.J. Baxter, Cedric in the zone, a 6-yard catch for the score.
10 plays, 83 yards, 5:01 off the clock. Vanderbilt then got to move it a little bit. Pavia with completions of 17 and 22 yards. Got it down near the red zone. Converted a 3rd down and 6 with a 11-yard completion to junior Sherrill down to the Texas 25. Trey Moore, though, then stopped Pavia trying to escape pressure on 3rd down and 10. And Vanderbilt's Brock Taylor was good from 44 yards out to get the Commodores on the board. Made it Texas 17-3. Then Texas offensively back to work. Wisner and Manning ran a couple of times to get a 1st down. Wisner caught a 17-yard pass. 3rd down and 4 later in the drive. Manning connect with Mosley again, this time for 10. And then 14 more to Dalen McCutcheon. Got it down near the end zone. And Texas again turning to their talented sophomore running back.
It is out of the pistol set. 1st and goal from the 4. Toss left. Wisner cuts inside to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas. Quinn Travian Wisner plows it in from 4 yards out. And Trey extends it to a 3-score lead for Texas.
An 8-play, 68-yard march, 4:15 the length of the drive from a clock standpoint. Then Vanderbilt's next drive pretty much ended the first half. Had a nice drive. Key completions from Pavia to his tight end, Eli Stowers. One of those coming on 4th down and 5. Anthony Hill had a sack, making it 3rd and long, but Pavia again finds Stowers, this time for an 18-yard touchdown to get Vanderbilt their first time across the goal line, made it 24-10, a 13-play, 75-yard drive, 6:51 importantly off the clock for Vanderbilt. It kept Texas's offense off the field. Longhorns did get past midfield. A couple Hail Mary attempts were incomplete as the half came to a close. Vanderbilt had 12 players on the field on the first one. It's halftime. Texas leads Vanderbilt 24-10, and I'll get you up to date on scores after this timeout as Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Grilling is a year-round tradition in Texas, and H-E-B has everything you need to become the master of the grill. So get everything to satisfy your cravings, from H-E-B Prime 1 Dino ribs and brisket steak burgers to traditional cuts like beef inside skirt steak, available in premium grades like H-E-B Wagyu and H-E-B Grass-Fed. Now you know. Come to H-E-B to fire up your grill to enjoy a delicious barbecue with friends and family. H-E-B. Here, everything's better.
It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow.
Welcome to the world of WinStar, where the thrills are bigger than ever. Get lost in our 2-story luxury spa. Savor a world of dining experiences. Rest in one of our vast hotel towers and catch the biggest names in music and comedy at the spectacular Lucas Oil Live, all just 1 hour north of DFW. So come live in the wow at the world of WinStar.
God, I'm saying wow.
Longhorn fans, join Texas One today. Texas One is the official fan subscription service of Texas Athletics and gives you a direct connection to Texas Longhorn athletes. Join for insider access to premium content, exclusive merchandise, and one-of-a-kind Longhorn experiences. Texas One membership brings you closer to the action, closer to the athletes, and closer to the Texas sports community you love. Join today at TexasOneFan.com. That's TexasOneFan.com.
Hey, Longhorns fans! This season, it's not just about showing up, it's about showing out. And as proud sponsor of Texas Athletics, Kendra Scott wants to help you make game day personal. Shop exclusive game day jewelry or customize your own look at the Color Bar for the ultimate style touchdown. Shop your local Kendra Scott store or kendrascott.com today.
Mike Holter back in studio. Texas leads Vanderbilt 24-10 at halftime. No other SEC teams in action right now, but a couple of games coming up with the mid-afternoon schedule. 2:30 kick in Jacksonville. Number 5 Georgia takes on Florida, and at 3 o'clock, Mississippi State heads to Fayetteville to do battle with Arkansas. Taking a look at this WinStar Studio report in the top 25. Halftime, number 22 Houston with 14 unanswered in the second quarter to tie the game with West Virginia. They're tied at 21 apiece at the break. Baylor on top of UCF 20-0 in Waco. About 2 seconds left until halftime there. ACC action, number 10 Miami in front of SMU in Dallas 10-7. That game also at halftime. In the American, a big game between some top teams in that conference. North Texas on top of Navy 24-10. That game again at halftime. Top 25, one score to get you up to date on. Number 1, Ohio State battling Penn State. That game as well at halftime. Buckeyes in front of the Nittany Lions, 17-14, as Julian Sayin has 2 touchdown passes to lead Ohio State. Again, at the break, it's Texas 24, Vanderbilt 10. Craig's got your first half numbers after this timeout on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Halftime here in Austin, Texas, leading Vanderbilt 24-10. A look at the first half numbers. Longhorns had 249 yards of total offense, 200 through the air, 49 on the ground. Commodores 167 of total offense, 14 rushing yards for a team that usually runs the ball well, 153 passing yards for that. Longhorns only had to face third down 3 times and converted 2 of those. Vanderbilt 4 out of 7 on third downs. Commodores actually ran 6 more plays in Texas, 31-25 for the Horns. But Texas, average yards per play, 10 yards per play, 5.4 for Vandy. And the sacks for the Longhorns, they were effective there as they came up with 3 quarterback sacks in the first half. Individually, for Vanderbilt, leading ground gainer, if you want to call it that, is M.K. Young, 4 carries for 7 yards. Through the air, Diego Pavia, 14 of 18, 153 yards and a touchdown. And Eli Stowers, all three of his catches coming on that final drive of the first half. The Denton Geyer product, 3 catches for 42 yards and an 18-yard touchdown. Longhorns on the ground led by Quintravian Weisner. Trey, 6 carries, 33 yards and 1 touchdown. Through the air, Arch Manning, 12 of 16 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Wingo, the 2 catches for 89 yards. The first one, the first play of scrimmage, for 75. And Emmett Mosley, 3 catches for 31 yards. We'll see if we can get an update on Wingo. Hopefully he is okay. At the half, Texas leads Vanderbilt 24-10. Second half of today's game coming up when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Texas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
The Flat Creek Estate Wine Garden is how Austin does a pregame. Sip on the most awarded Texas wines in history at this fixture of the Texas football experience. Located on DeLost Dodds Way on the north side of DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. The Flat Creek Estate Wine Garden brings Texas Hill Country attitude to every Longhorns home game. Award-winning wines? We got it. Need a frosé? We got that too. Plus live music and plenty of shade. We know how much y'all need that. Come on over to the Flat Creek Estate Wine Garden on game day. Visit our amazing 80-acre winery in Marble Falls and pick up our wines at your local HEB. Book 'em.
In Austin, Saturdays are for barbecue and football. Deep in the heart of Longhorn Nation, connection is everything. T-Mobile delivers the best network. Whether you're tailgating at DKR or streaming from across the country, we've got more towers, a signal that goes farther, and the most advanced 5G. That's how we hook 'em on the best network. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Best mobile network in the U.S. according to Ookla Speed Test 1H 2025.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Texas. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Texas and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Texas.
We get ready to start the second half with Texas leading Vanderbilt by a score 24-10. Craig Way, Roger Wallace, Will Matthews with you from Austin here. Fellas, I think we're all in agreement that the Longhorns played really well in the first half. I think we're also all in agreement, and Will, I'll start with you, that with Vanderbilt getting the football to start the second half, it's like you mentioned right before the half, they didn't want to give up a touchdown, the Longhorns, but they did. And now with Vanderbilt getting the football to start the second half, it's really incumbent on that Longhorn defense to come up with a stop here and not allow Vanderbilt to add to the momentum.
Yeah, you know what we want, and we would love a 3-and-out. But to think that Vandy's a really great offense and they know how to move the ball, Texas has got to find a way to either stop them 3-and-out or definitely turn over the ball. But this first possession is huge because of that touchdown in the first half. At the end of the second quarter, Texas is standing at the door of allowing them to potentially get a 14-point swing, and that puts Vandy right back into the game, and it becomes a fight. If Texas can stop here and get that offense going early after everybody's made their adjustments, that would be the most favorable outcome.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, their last 2 drives, they eat up over 12 minutes. First one ends in a field goal, then they get the touchdown. So what we thought coming in, low possession game, high time of possession. Texas has also eaten some clock, but they've also scored quickly. So, yeah, incumbent on the Longhorns to not let this thing kind of flip as far as the momentum, and thinking that everything was going so well, you're up 24-3, you look up and it's a 1-score game.
And also, the Longhorns had some guys really get banged up, especially the receiving core. Now, it was good to see DeAndre Moore back out there on the field, but Ryan Wingo got banged up. And right at the end of the half on that one catch by Emmett Mosley, he came up a little shaken up as well. So we'll see how that ultimately plays out once the Longhorns go back on offense, which they hope will be quickly after they kick off here to start the second half and go on defense.
Not to mention the safety position with Michael Taft out and Jelani McDonald missing a lot of that first half.
Absolutely. Well, Longhorns get ready to kick off, and look at those guys down there. See Malik Muhammad, Leonda Lafau, Ryan Niblitz, on kickoff coverage for Texas. Also, Ty Anthony Smith down there for the Longhorns. And Jordan Johnson-Rubel made a big play on special teams last week. Here's Mason Shipley to kick it off. And this one will be fielded at the 2-yard line by Trey Richardson. Brings it out to the 10, 15, stepped away from a tackle attempt, out over the 30, 33, 34-yard line. Malik Muhammad dived for him, but he missed him around the 18-yard line, and he winds up bringing it all the way out to around the 33. So, momentum continues for the Commodores. Vanderbilt will start this possession. They'll actually spot this at the 33-yard line. So that is where Vanderbilt will have it. Moving left to right, north to south here in the third quarter. The lineup with Cedric Alexander. Again, the local product out of LBJ High. Great high school career. They're playing for Jamal Fenner, who, of course, is on Sark's staff as Director of High School Operations. Relations. First down and 10 from the 33. Out of the pistol. And a quick swing pass out to the left side. Ball dropped. And was in and out of the hands of Trey Richardson. Jalen Gilbo was bearing down on him, but he didn't hold it. It's incomplete.
Long throw over there, but even if Gilbo gets him right when he catches it, it's a 5-yard gain.
Second down and 10. Longhorns have Ethan Burke and Colin Simmons on the edge. They have Hero Canoe and Alex January in the interior of the defensive front. Ty Anthony Smith at linebacker. He's out there along with Anthony Hill. And they'll have 5 DBs, the star back being Grayson Littleton. Second down and 10 from the Vanderbilt 33-yard line. Shotgun snap back to Pavia. Looks to throw over the middle. It's caught. Boy, and in and out of the hands, incomplete. Stowers had it in his hands, but Malik Muhammad broke it up. Boy, they are making a concerted effort to get the ball in the hands of Eli Stowers.
Such a big-time target. He's a tight end, but they split him out to the right by himself, cutting to the middle, and nice job there by Muhammad to kind of wrestle it away.
So now it's third down and 10. And for Vanderbilt, Junior Sherrill will shift wide left and a slot left, Richie Hoskins. On the short side of the field, split right, is Trey Richardson and the tight end Eli Stowers. Now Richardson goes in motion, and Warren Roberson just reached across the field and made contact. Or was it
offside on the defense, number 24 with contact, 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
He's talking to Sark right now. I think he was trying to anticipate the snap count. He just turned 3rd and 10 into 3rd and 5.
I think he thought Stowers moved because he hit him to make sure that there was contact on the procedure, but I don't know. Boy.
Now it becomes 3rd down and 5. Gilbo and Muhammad the corners. Derek Williams, Xavier Filsamy the safeties. The star back Grayson Littleton. M.K. Young now the running back for Vanderbilt. Offset to the right side. Now the quarterback, Diego Pavia. 3rd down and 5 for the Commodores now from the Vanderbilt 38-yard line. Blitz look from the Horns. We'll see if they bring it. On 3rd down, they do bring it, and down he goes. There's a flag down, but Brad Spence comes flying in to drop Diego Pavia for a 2-yard loss. Now we check the flag. It's against Vanderbilt.
Holding on the offense, number 55. Penalty has been declined. It's 4th down.
Bryce Henderson, right, the strong side tackle call for the hold. Doesn't matter. Longhorns decline it because it's going to force that 3 and out that you wanted, Will Matthews. You asked for it, and the Longhorns supply it.
You know, it's quite beautiful. Hopefully I didn't ask for that touchdown before the half. It seems like they supplied that one too. But good 3 and out, guys. Let's keep it going.
All right, the punt to come now from Nick Haber. Has the snap, rolls to the right, and does finally kick it. And it's a good kick. Niblett backpedaling, has to let it bounce, and it'll bounce inside the 10. There's nothing Ryan can do. He's going to let it roll dead at the 7-yard line. Now that's a perfect textbook example of the Australian native punting scheme, you might say. And rolls to the right and then lets fly with a 57-yard punt with no return, and the Longhorns have to start their first possession in the 3rd quarter from their own 7-yard line.
Well, they're hoping Vanderbilt has to punt a few more times. They'll make some adjustments. They had to come after the punter Haber because he had time just to kind of roll to the right and keep rolling. And then once he launched it, he had great coverage as well as he put nice touch on the ball.
On 1st down and 10, when Travian Weisner lines up in the pistol behind Arch Manning, they'll have 2 tight ends in the ballgame in a tight formation off the left hash of the Texas 7-yard line. On 1st down, Arch Manning out of the pistol with a snap, turns and hands it to Weisner, trying to pick his way through traffic. Does a little bit anyway, to the 10, to the 11-yard line. A gain of 4. Marlon Sewell on the tackle for the Commodores. 2nd down and 6 coming up. On 2nd down, shotgun snap Manning, quick swing pass out to Andrews, but Vanderbilt collapses quickly, and they hold Jack to just a 1-yard gain on the catch. Langston Patterson, Mark Davis on the tackle. Quickly down to Will on the sidelines. Had an injury update for us on Jelani McDonald.
Yes, Jelani McDonald is on the sideline in street clothes, wishing him well. Hopefully it's not something that'll keep him out longer than just today.
All right, he will not return to today's game. So now the Longhorns face 3rd and 5 from their own 12-yard line. Manning out of the shotgun. Has the snap. Arch looking to throw, pumps, waggle of the shoulders, over the middle, caught by Mosley, and Emmett still on his feet to the 30, and a 1st down for Texas out to the 31-yard line. Emmett Mosley slicing across the middle, and a gain of 19.
And I mean, Trey Weisner, usually blitz pickup as a linebacker, maybe someone blitzing off the edge. He took on a defensive tackle.
1st down and 10 Longhorns from the Texas 31. Quickly to the line. Manning with the snap. Turns, hands it to Weisner. Trying to cut up field, and he does, but he's unable to get more than maybe a yard to the 32. C.J. Hurd, the first Commodore to hit him. A yard gain, and it's 2nd down and 9. Ball's at the Texas 32. Early moments, 3rd quarter, Longhorns with a 24-10 lead. Nose of the football just shy of the 32. And now C.J. Baxter back in the ballgame. Baxter lines up, offset to the left side of Arch Manning. They'll load 3 receivers on the short side of the field. Now shift Parker Livingston in motion back to the right. Manning from the shotgun on 2nd down and a long 9. Has the snap, looks right, fires out for Livingston. There's the catch by Parker. Tight ropes the sideline, and he has a 1st down. Livingston at the 42-yard line, a gain of 10, and a 1st down Texas.
That's a great job by Livingston. Awareness and being able to stop his momentum from going out of bounds. And you're right, he just tippy-toed to that 1st down.
3 minutes gone by 3rd quarter. Longhorns with a 24-10 lead. They picked up a couple of 1st downs on their initial possession after forcing a 3-and-out from Vanderbilt. Shotgun snap to Manning on 1st and 10. Arch looks, fires deep to the left side. Ball caught by DeAndre Moore inside the 40, 35 to the 30, still on his feet before he's finally forced out of bounds at the Vanderbilt 29-yard line. Randon Fontenette finally forced him out 29 yards down to the Vanderbilt 29.
That's a long throw by Arch Manning. Good job on the blitz pickup again from Texas.
1st and 10 Longhorns at the Vanderbilt 29. Ticking down to 11.5 to go 3rd quarter, a 24-10 Texas lead. Longhorns line up in the pistol. Baxter directly behind Arch Manning. They'll shift 1 receiver in motion, but it's Baxter sweeping right, cuts back to the middle, and only able to gain a yard to the 28. Vanderbilt adjusted quickly. Nick Rinaldi on the tackle, along with help from Keani Coate, senior transfer from Alabama from Vero Beach, Florida. 2nd down.
Running yards a little tougher to come by. They put DeAndre Moore in motion, a little reverse look, hoping to draw some of that flow of the Vanderbilt defense. Didn't work that time.
All right, one good sign. Dalen McCutcheon back on the field after he had gotten banged up. He's in at 1 receiver. They have 3 on the field right now to the Longhorns. Baxter, the running back, offset to the left side of Arch Manning. On 2nd down and 9 from the Vanderbilt 28. Manning out of the shotgun, has the snap, pumps, looks, steps up in the pocket, fires deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Boy, that was almost a spectacular one-handed grab by Parker Livingston. Couldn't come down with it, however. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
He had Livingston a little bit behind him. The flip side of that, with Livingston getting his hand on it, scary to have that ball hang up there. We had a tip interception at Mississippi State last week. Livingston got his hand on it. 3rd down and 9 from the Vanderbilt 28. Livingston is in a slot to the left along with DeAndre Moore. Nearest the boundary, wide left, is Dalen McCutcheon. The tight end, Jack Hendricks, lined up on the tight side of the formation to the right. Baxter, the running back. Manning from the shotgun on 3rd down and 9 from the Vanderbilt 28-yard line.
Arch has the snap, back to throw. Sends it over the middle. It's caught by Endrich. Breaks a tackle inside the 15. Going to be a first down for Texas. Marlon Sewell made the tackle 17 yards to the transfer tight end, Jack Endrich. It'll be first down Longhorns at the Commodore 11.
Can't overstate the job this line and blitz pickup is doing for Texas.
Longhorns at the Vanderbilt 11-yard line. 10:15 with a rolling clock here in the third quarter. DeAndre Moore checks out, as does Parker Livingston. And they'll go with an extra tight end with Jordan Washington checking in. So 2 tight ends in the formation. Mosley lines up tight with the formation on the left. Now Emmett shifts in motion on first down. Play action pass to Andrews again. Lowers the shoulder and down to the 6-yard line. C.J. Hurd knocked him off his pins. That's down to the 6 and a gain of 5.
Jack Andrews has to feel like every time he makes that little move with the catch for Manning, there's someone right on him.
Second down and 5 for Texas. The ball is at the 6-yard line of Vanderbilt. Texas will huddle near the line of scrimmage. Clock rolling, under 9.5 to go third quarter. On second down, Dalen McCutcheon goes wide left, and a slot left, Emmett Mosley. And an H-back set is Endrich. Shotgun snap, Manning has it, looks, fires for the end zone, caught, touchdown, Emmett Mosley. Arch Manning took a huge blow, but delivered a strike to Mosley, his third touchdown catch of the season. Arch hops up happily, and the Longhorns are back up 3 scores.
Great job by Arch Manning, standing in there and throwing a dart. And I mean, the stretch he has had, he completed 10 in a row before the Hail Mary to start or end the first half, and then this drive absolutely spectacular by the Longhorns. They take that bad field position, drive all the way down, and get the touchdown.
93 yards in 11 plays, taking 5:15 off the clock. 6-yard touchdown pass. Arch Manning to Emmett Mosley. Extra point kick by Mason Shipley is good. 9:12 to go third quarter. Longhorns back in control. It's Texas 31, Vanderbilt 10. And Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Rooted in orange, Texas Disposal Systems is proud to have been doing business in Austin since 1977. As the preferred sustainability services provider of Texas athletics, Texas Disposal Systems provides recycling, solid waste, and composting services for Texas athletics games as well as the Central Texas area and beyond. TDS's commitment to environmental sustainability fuels its desire to partner with others for a more sustainable future. Visit TexasDisposal.com to learn more. Texas Disposal Systems, noticeably different, noticeably better.
The University of Texas Golf Club, your home in the Hill Country. It's a member experience as big as Texas. Major champions, tour pros, and you can stroll 18 holes. Play the Spieth Lower 40, a fun 6-hole short course. Hit the courts in the biggest indoor tennis facility in Austin. Or host your next event in our pavilion or clubhouse. Next time you're in Austin, stay and play in our casitas. The University of Texas Golf Club, where champions play.
Nobody supports their team like a Texan. Learn how Texas Mutual Insurance Company is helping to build a stronger, safer Texas at texasmutual.com/Texans. Get it. 31-10 Longhorns lead. 9:12 to go here in the third quarter. On that touchdown drive that spanned 93 yards in 11 plays, 5:15 off the clock, Arch Manning goes 7 of 8, 76 yards. The 6-yard touchdown pass to Emmett Mosley, a couple of third down conversions. He's up to 287, and the Longhorns back up by 21 points.
Let's go down to sidelines, check in with Will Matthews.
It's a special thing when you get to see this level of protection throughout this season. Texas has really lacked when it's come to protecting Arch. Today, Arch has taken a couple of shots, but those have been by design, not in the middle, on the side, and that's okay, and he's able to step into that and make the throw. But Robertson at center, Hudson at guard, is really working for Texas. They have needed to solidify that middle just to give Arch some time, and as well, giving Wisner and Baxter into the protection has been really great. I've watched Wisner step up many times and hit a blitzing linebacker right in the mouth. Way to go, Texas. Keep that protection going. Arch is dangerous when he has protection.
Yeah, that's a great point, and he did take a pop right after, and that's the key word, after he released the football. I mean, just as soon as he released it, he got hit, but found Emmett Mosley for the touchdown. So it's 31-10. Longhorns back up by 21 points. It matches their largest lead of the day so far. Here's the kickoff from Mason Shipman. This one will be fair caught. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. Today's game is presented by HEB. Commodores start from their own 25-yard line. Came in at 7-1, ranked 9th in the nation, 3-1 in the SEC. This is kind of an SEC title game elimination game. Loser, this would have a really difficult time trying to find their way to Atlanta that first Saturday in December for that. Longhorns understand what they're up against and having to climb the mountain. Justice Cherry checks in. Terry on the defensive front for the Longhorns, along with Cole Brevard and Murad Watson and Colin Johnson. Leonga Lafau, Anthony Hill, Trey Moore and the linebackers. Longhorns play a conventional 4-3. Cedric Alexander lines up in the pistol behind the quarterback, Diego Pavia. On first down, handoff, Alexander, and Leonga Lafau, among others, ride him down after a short game. We all got to know Cedric, or Ceddy, as the Commodores all know him, and that's what he was known in high school, certainly by friends and teammates when he played at LBJ for Jamal Fenner. Great young man, and I remember going back and calling games in high school when he was playing for LBJ, and he continually was asked, as the all-time career rushing leader in the AISD kept pushing the number forward, are you still committed to Vanderbilt? Are you still committed? People kept asking that, and he kept saying, yeah, I am. And he has honored the commitment. Here's Pavia, shotgun snap, takes off upfield, has a first down. Hit finally by Derek Williams and Ty Anthony Smith, but Pavia bursts straight up the middle for 8 yards and a first down.
That's the danger point with Pavia. If he can step up like that, Longhorns had some pretty good pressure, but again, they left that middle open, and Grayson Littleton a little bit late on his blitz.
First down and 10, Vanderbilt at the Commodore 37, clock moving, ticking down toward 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Texas leading 31-10. Out of the pistol set right now. Pavia turns and hands off again to Alexander, and a late flag comes in. Leonga Lafau came charging in and might have grabbed a face mask right on the tail end of the play. Here's the call.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 18. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic first down.
That's unfortunate there. Leonga, normally a really technically sound player, but comes up with the penalty there, and the ball is going to carry it all the way down to the Texas 47-yard line.
Yeah, he got blocked, and he started stumbling a bit and reached back, and that's when he got the face mask. Too bad, because it was going to be covered up pretty well by that Texas front.
First down and 10. Ball at the Texas 47-yard line. MK Young, the running back now for the Commodores, offset to the right side of the quarterback, Diego Pavia. 3 receivers out wide right, one on the short side of the field, split left. And first and 10 for the Longhorn 47. Pavia with the snap and keeps it himself. Option keeper around the corner. 40 has a first down, and Xavier Filsaime forces it out of bounds. Watch out. Here's a big pile up, and late flag comes in. Well, Filsaime was riding him out of bounds. It was a 12-yard gain, and then everybody kind of got in the mix there. And as Filsaime ran him out of bounds, he continued doing it, and then he stumbled, and this may be another penalty against Texas. But a late flag was thrown, and when the Vanderbilt players kind of milled in, here's the call.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 17, late hit out of bounds. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic first down.
All right, there's several things to play. First of all, officials completely missed a block in the back. Junior Sherrill shoving Jalen Gilbo to the turf, happened right in front of us on the replay. We got a chance to see that. And then afterwards when the two were going out of bounds, if it is indeed on Filsaime, and that's who they called it on, why was there so much time until they threw the flag once the pileup started?
Well, if it happened on the initial hit, I've got a few things on that, but here we go.
All right, ball's at the 21 now. Back-to-back 15-yard penalties against Texas. Vanderbilt on the move again at the Longhorn 21-yard line. Inside half of the third quarter remaining here. On the left hash. Pavia has the snap, looks to throw, fires, deep for the end zone, too much on it. And he was looking into the corner and could not connect with Junior Sherrill.
So Filsaime is wrapped up with Pavia. Pavia puts his right arm behind Filsaime's back. So now they're kind of carrying each other out of bounds. As you mentioned, Filsaime stumbles. If that was the penalty, that's a little iffy. Now what happened afterwards, it was a sea of humanity. We're not sure what happened afterwards.
Yep. So now it's 2nd down and 10 from the 21. 3 receivers out wide right. 2 on the short side of the field, split left. An empty set for the moment anyway for Vanderbilt. We'll see if M.K. Young flexes back into the backfield. He does. And on 2nd down, the ball snapped off of him. And flags come down. And I'll tell you what, that's a break for the Commodores. I think they're going to call a false start against Vanderbilt. But the shotgun snap hit.
False start on the offense, number 55. It's a 5-yard penalty.
All right, it's called on Bryce Henderson, but M.K. Young is coming down the line and gets hit with the shotgun snap. Now, Pavia snagged it out of the air, but it's a 5-yard penalty.
But isn't that a textbook Pavia broken play highlight waiting to happen right there?
Yeah. So it's back to the 26 off the false start. Now it's 2nd down and 15 for Vanderbilt. 7 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Texas leads Vanderbilt 31-10. 3 receivers out wide right for the Commodores, including the tight end, Eli Stowers, who lines up in the slot. 1 receiver on the short side of the field, split left. Ball is on the left hash mark of the Texas 26. On 2nd down and 15, shotgun snap, back to Pavia, looks, still looks, fires out to the right, ball caught inside the 20, and shoved out of bounds at the 19-yard line is Richie Hoskins. And again, emotions flaring up a little bit, but everybody's separated. It's a gain of 7, so now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Longhorns. Brad Spence and Trey Moore both check back in the defensive lineup as the Longhorns go with Moore in the back of that front 7. Ty Anthony Smith out there. Malik Muhammad, Jalen Gilbo at the corners. 3rd down and 8. Vanderbilt at the Texas 19-yard line. Off the right hash mark of the Texas 19 on 3rd down and 8. Diego Pavia from the shotgun has the snap. Back to throw. Being chased. Rolls to the right. Rolls back to the left. Steps up. Hit. Down he goes. Ethan Burke, the SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week, drops Diego Pavia for a loss of 11.
Well, he's Houdini, but he could not get out of the shackles there, and it all started with Colin Simmons. He chased him down twice. Pavia slipped away, and then 91 was there to wrap him up.
Vanderbilt will look to get 3 out of the drive. This is going to be a 48-yard try from the right hash for Brock Taylor, who was hit from 44 earlier today. Nick Haber, the punter, to hold it. Durham Harris, native Texan out of Flower Bluff High in the Corpus Christi area, to snap it. Good snap and hold. Kick on the way from 48 yards, and that kick is no good. It pushed off to the right, and Vanderbilt comes away with nothing in large measure due to the sack by Ethan Burke. Timeout. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. It is still Texas 31, Vanderbilt 10. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Dulce Vida Blanco Tequila will give you a winning taste in every sip. Made with 100% organic Blue Weber agave, harvested in Los Altos, Mexico. Crafted without any hidden ingredients to create a quality tequila perfect for sipping or enjoying in a delicious margarita. Dulce Vida fruit-infused tequila is low in calories and made with real fruit. Whether it's spicy pineapple jalapeno, refreshing grapefruit, or mouth-watering lime, Dulce Vida is a hit every time. Dulce Vida Tequila, pure and simple. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by Dulce Vida Spirits, Austin, Texas.
Fly to Philly, take off to Tampa, depart for Denver. Following your team on the road is more rewarding with the American Airlines Advantage program. Your flights and everyday spend not only earn you miles towards your next trip, but also loyalty points toward Advantage status. All the more reason to purchase both a home and away jersey. With status comes great benefits like priority boarding, free check bags, and complimentary upgrades. Not a member? Enroll for free today at AA.com. American Airlines, you are why we fly. Terms and conditions apply.
Capital Farm Credit understands that there's something about the outdoors that pulls you in. Could be the fresh air, the colors, the smells, the animals, the freedom. It's all just a part of who you are. And with our recreational land loans, you can purchase land for whatever outdoor pursuit you please. That way, the outdoors won't just be in your soul, it'll also be in your name. To learn more, visit CapitalFarmCredit.com. Together, we're better.
Longhorn football is brought to you in part by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I want to thank you for joining us for our broadcast today, all along the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield. Outstanding radio stations like KBST, AM 1490, out in Big Spring, in the Concho Valley in San Angelo, KCLL 100.1 FM. In Victoria, along the coast, KLUB 106.9 FM. Moving back up the coast into the greater Houston area on Sports Talk 790. And glad to have that on KBME. In the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on News Radio 1080, KRLD. In San Antonio on the big one, WOAI, AM 1200. In Abilene on KTJK 101.7 and KWKC AM 1340. In Crockett on KIVY, FM 105.5, 1029, and AM 1290. And, of course, our flagship station in Austin, Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Also, home of Austin's all-time country favorites, 98.1 FM, KBET, and 103.1 FM, Austin's 80 station. All of these and many, many more proud members of the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield. Also, welcome to those of you listening nationally across the country on Sirius XM, Channel 84. Those of you listening on the Texas Longhorns app, the Varsity Network app, online at TexasLonghorns.com, wherever and however you may be tuned in. We're glad to have you with us. Longhorns begin from their own 30-yard line after the missed field goal for Vanderbilt. Trey Wisner, running back, quick swing pass out to the right, and that's incomplete. It's probably a good thing it was for DeAndre Moore because Vanderbilt closed quickly, and Colby Taylor was about to deliver a blow, but it's incomplete. It's second down and 10.
And again, ball was bobbled a little bit, and that's the part that really worries you out there in traffic.
So, that ball, it was actually accidentally misspotted at the 31. Now they've moved it back to the 30. And it's second down and 10. Emmett Mosley wide right along with the tight end, Jack Endries. DeAndre Moore shifts in motion from right to left. On second down, shotgun snap to Manning. He's looking left, steps up in the pocket, has a pass deflected, still caught by Mosley. But it only goes for 4 yards out to the 34-yard line. Colby Taylor on the tackle, and it now brings up third down and 6 for Texas.
Yeah, but he got it off, didn't get sacked. It was close to happening there, and it was caught, so you get plus yardage here, keep the clock moving, and give yourself a little bit more manageable third down.
Yeah, so it brings up third down and 6, and it wasn't really so much that the pass was deflected. Arch's arm was hit as he was going forward, but still had enough strength on it to get it to Mosley. Third down and 6 for Texas from the Longhorn 34-yard line, off the right hash. Blitz look from Vanderbilt. Shotgun snap. Here comes the blitz. Manning steps up, throws deep downfield, too much on it. He was looking for Mosley, but he was hit pretty hard, and it's incomplete. And it brings up fourth down. But there is there a flag down?
Yeah, I think Mosley got held.
Well, that would be a first down.
Pass interference on the defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
Yeah, that's even better than the whole. 15 yards instead of 10. Martell Height called for that, for the pass interference. And so the Longhorns will take the 15 yards, and the ball will be moved out to the 49-yard line.
Seems like they've kind of taken the uncatchable ball almost out of the equation, and when it's that far over his head, that's why I said holding. I figured, well, that must have been a holding.
Yeah, he was definitely holding him. He just held him for several yards.
He held him while the ball was in the air, so yeah, you take the pass interference.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Mosley on the short side of the field is split to the right. And Longhorns have 2 receivers left, including the tight end Nick Townsend. On first down, handoff, sweeping left is Weisner. Cuts back to the middle, across midfield, and into Vanderbilt territory for a 3-yard carry down to the Commodore 48-yard line. Tackle made by Linus Zunk, senior from Berlin, Germany.
There's something after every play. Trevor Gooseby, I think, maybe flopped a little bit, thought he got hit late by Colby Taylor.
2nd down and 7. The ball is at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers out wide right, 1 on the short side of the field, split left. Now Weisner shifts in motion. 2 men in the backfield, including Ryan Niblett, who now shifts out of the backfield. So it's out of a pistol set, and a handoff. Weisner cuts back, center of the field, back to the middle again, 40, 35, and a first down. Boy, Trey Weisner can cut it, can he? To the right, back to the middle. Tackle made by C.J. Hurd, a 13-yard gain for Quintravian Weisner, and a first down for Texas at the Commodore 30-yard line.
Starts with that offensive line, getting that push, giving him cutback lane. He had a cutback and then a re-cut back.
I said the 30. I meant to say 35. It's first down at the 35-yard line of the Commodores. 3:35 and counting here in the third quarter. Texas with the ball, driving, leading 31-10. On first down and 10, Manning from the shotgun has the snap, hands it again to Weisner. A stiff arm, but Trey in a world of trouble, and then still manages to move it back closer to the line of scrimmage. Still a loss on the play. Brian Longwell, the weak side linebacker, grabbed onto him. This is going to be a loss of at least 1, maybe 2 yards, depending on the spot here. And they're going to put the ball down at the 37. A loss of 2, and it's 2nd down and 12. Jack Hendricks checks out, and back on is Jordan Washington.
First Vanderbilt tackle for a loss in the ball game.
So it is 2nd down and 12 at the Commodore 37-yard line. 3 receivers on the short side, split left. Now one of those, Dalen McCutcheon, goes in motion back to the right. Out of the shotgun, Manning to take the snap. Arch has it, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, over the middle, caught by Weisner, 30, still on his feet, and he has a first down or is close to it. Maybe about a half-yard shot. Inside the 26, Jalen Stone, the tackle. Junior transfer from Decatur, Georgia, transferred in from Southeast Missouri State. It's at the 26, an 11-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 1 for the Longhorns.
Well, you love to see that from Arch Manning, the patience and the ability to kind of just step up in the pocket and then throw a ball where Weisner can make a catch and make a move.
Texas lines up in the pistol on 3rd down and 1 at the Vanderbilt 26-yard line. Manning the snap, handoff, Weisner, off right tackle, turn in the corner behind a Connor Robertson block, and has a first down inside the 20. Robertson leading the charge out on the right wing, and Weisner down to the 19-yard line, a gain of 7. Jalen Lackey finally tackled him, but it's a first down for Texas.
So big. Keep moving those chains and see this running game really produce. You get negative yardage on first down, still recover.
Inside of 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Out of the pistol. Toss to the left side. Weisner turning the corner with a stiff arm to the 15 and shoved out of bounds. And around the 13-yard line, I think that's where they'll mark it. Martell Height shoved in there. And
holding on the offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul with a replay of first down.
All right, so holding call. And it'll move Texas back.
I think it was Parker Livingston.
Yep. Trying to get a block set up. Spencer Shannon checks out now, tight end, and replaced by Jordan Washington.
Remember the first play that in overtime against Kentucky, Sark called that same play, and he said, I didn't like the call because it kind of sets up that possibility for a hold. Happened right there.
Yep. At the 29-yard line of Vanderbilt, it's first down and 20. Manning out of an empty set. 3 receivers, wide left, 2 on the short side, split right. Shotgun snap, quick swing pass, and McCutcheon dropped it. He was trying to turn upfield and just was reaching back for the ball, but definitely a catchable ball. He just didn't hold it.
Yeah, and Arch will say, I got to put that out in front of him. He's got to be moving towards the line of scrimmage when he catches that ball.
1:29 remaining in the third quarter. It is second down and 20 for the Longhorns. Emmett Mosley, wide left and a slot left. DeAndre Moore and the tight end, Jack Hendricks, on the short side of the field, split right as Dalen McCutcheon. Ball on the right hash at the Vanderbilt 29-yard line on second down and 20. Manning the shotgun snap, swings it out of McCutcheon, tries to pick up a block and does. Down to the 25, still on his feet, steps out of bounds. Boy, that was DeAndre Moore, and they're just out there, just tumbling over top of one another. DeAndre Moore and Brandon Fontenette. He's got me. No, I've got him. And they're just rolling acrobatically. No flags thrown. It's a 4-yard gain, but now it's 3rd down and 16.
I'm telling you, every play, there's something going on after the play.
So it's at the 25-yard line of Vanderbilt. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. 3 receivers out wide right for the Horns. Niblett flexes out of the backfield to create an empty set. He's on the short side, split left along with Jack Hendricks, the tight end. Out of an empty set, Manning, quick swing pass, bubble screen inside the Niblett, inside the 20. And he marked him out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Nick Rinaldi forced him out of bounds. So it's a 5-yard gain, maybe 6. Let's see. They may put it at the 19, but it's still going to be 4th down and long, and the Longhorns will just look to get a field goal out of this. It's at the 19-yard line.
Can't quite take it to the quarter, about a 2-second difference.
So now, Mason Shipley on the try, a 37-yard field goal off the left hash out of the hold of Jack Bomeister and the snap from Lance St. Louis. 37-yard field goal try to increase the Texas lead. Good snap and hold. Shipley's kick is up, and the kick is good. Since 2005, the All-States Good Hands Field Goal Net program has donated millions in collegiate scholarship funding to partner schools across the country. Thank you, All-State. 37-yard field goal for Mason Shipley. And with 6 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, the score is now Texas 34, Vanderbilt 10. You're listening to Longhorn Football on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Longhorns drive 51 yards in 11 plays, another lengthy drive in terms of time. 5:31 off the clock on that drive. Ends with a 37-yard field goal there by Mason Shipley. Texas increases its lead to 34-10 on top of Vanderbilt. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield. Texas up by 24 points, and we go down to the sidelines to check in with Will.
You know, it's good to see Texas playing complementary football on the defensive side with the pressure from Simmons. Burt gets the sack. In Texas, they don't get 7, but they get 3. But what the most important part is they kept their defense on the sideline. 5 minutes and 31 seconds with that defense sitting over there. A fresh Texas defense is a very scary defense. If Texas can continue to push the drives, 10, 15 plays, and keeping that time on the clock, it's going to make it really difficult for Pavia to come back in this game. They take their time. They are not a full speed, move quickly offense, and it will be difficult for them to make up that gap. But with a guy like Pavia, there's always a bit of hope. Texas has got to keep the foot on the gas this one.
Yeah, mathematically, it's still a 3-score game. You'd have to have 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, but it's a 24-point Longhorn lead as Mason Shipley will kick it off. And this one will be fielded at the 4-yard line by Dante Carter. Brings it out to the 10, to the 20, and he's popped hard. Down he goes, Ty Anthony Smith. What a player he's been on special teams, and comes through with the hit. The ball will be spotted at the 23-yard line, and that is where they will have it. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. Into the third quarter from here in Austin with the score, Texas 34, Vanderbilt 10. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
Longhorns men's basketball is headed to Maui this November, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is sending along 2 lucky fans to Hawaii. Register free for the tropical tip-off at texaslonghorns.com/Maui for your chance to win airfare, hotel, game tickets, and $500 cash to spend November 24th and 25th with the Longhorns in Maui or other great prizes. Registration closes on November 9th, so visit texaslonghorns.com/Maui today. And good luck from Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey Longhorns fans! This season, it's not just about showing up, it's about showing out. And as proud sponsor of Texas Athletics, Kendra Scott wants to help you make game day personal. Shop exclusive game day jewelry or customize your own look at the Color Bar for the ultimate style touchdown. Shop your local Kendra Scott store or kendrascott.com today.
Horns up! The University of Texas Club is the perfect place to experience Texas hospitality and burnt orange excitement all year long. Located inside Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium, the UT Club is your home for exclusive dining, member events, and unbeatable game day experiences. Elevate your Longhorn pride at universityoftexasclub.com for more information or to join today. The University of Texas Club. Texas lives here all year.
Mike Coulter back inside the Learfield Network studios. We'll get you back to DKR Texas Memorial Stadium momentarily. Taking a look back at that third quarter, Vanderbilt got the football to start the second half of play, despite Texas lining up off sides. A 3rd down and 5 sack from Brad Spence ended any sense of a drive for Vanderbilt. They went 3 and out and would punt it to Texas. Longhorns quickly picking up where they left off in the first half. Manning finding Emmett Mosley for 18 yards, 10 more to Parker Livingstone, then 29 on a corner route to DeAndre Moore. Later, 3rd down and 9, they connect Jack Injuries, a 17-yard connection from Manning, and then Mosley with a 6-yard touchdown catch makes it Texas 31-10, 11 plays, 93 yards, 5 minutes, 15 seconds off the clock. Commodores come back, starting at their own 25-yard line, an 11-yard run by Diego Pavia, but 2 personal fouls on Texas allowed the Commodores to get it all the way down to the Texas 21-yard line. However, a timely 3rd down sack by Ethan Burke, Colin Simmons with the pressure. Loss of 11 for Vanderbilt. Brock Taylor's 48-yard field goal attempt sailed wide right. Then Texas again back to work offensively. Pass interference on Vanderbilt. Trey Wisner, 13-yard run, an 11-yard catch. Another 7-yard run. Holding call on Texas would kind of stall the drive, but Texas still able to get a 37-yard field goal from Mason Shipley, his second of the day. Made it an 11-play, 51-yard march, 5:31 coming off the clock. Vanderbilt football as we resume play here in the fourth quarter. Let's send it back now to DKR, Texas Memorial Stadium with Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews.
Thank you, Mike. Vanderbilt moving right to left, south to north here in this final quarter. A scrimmage from their own 23-yard line off the left hash. Texas with that 34-17 lead. Another native Texan will be in the ballgame and running back, A.J. Newberry. He's a 6'1", 200-pound junior and a former Grand Prairie Gopher. Grand Prairie High, he's carried it 15 times for 49 yards. So Newberry, the running back now. The 3 native Texans, Cedric Alexander from here in Austin, M.K. Young from Midland, out of Midland Legacy, and A.J. Newberry from Grand Prairie now. First down and 10 for the Commodores from the Vanderbilt 23. Shotgun snap. Diego Pavia rolls right, looks to throw, still looking. Pressure coming. Now turns it upfield. He got an alleyway and a first down. Longhorns looked like they had him boxed in and were walling him toward the sideline. All of a sudden there was a little lane up the sideline. He turns it into a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, you hate that because not only is he escaped, but he turns it into a big gain. That's what you can't have, big chunks here.
It's at the 35 and first down and 10 for Vanderbilt, and this is going to be a false start against the Commodores, who was moving in. Here comes the call.
Delay of game on the defense, number 1, clapping. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Okay. The rule says that you're not supposed to give disconcerting signals. So does clapping, qualify as disconcerting signals?
He did the double clap, but he looked like he was doing it to his teammates, but regardless.
All right. Now it's 1st and 5. Shotgun snap. Pavia throws over the middle. Pass tipped, and it was caught, but then the play moved backwards after the catch was made, and it was caught by the strong side guard. And they lost back the 5 yards they had gotten. It was deflected.
Trey Moore had a chance to pick it after he tipped it.
That's why I paused. I thought he had it for a moment, but he didn't. And then it was scooped in by Chase Mitchell. It's a loss of 5, and it's 2nd down and 10 after all is said and done. So 2nd down and 10. Pavia out of the gun. Has the snap. Is back to throw. Looks, swings it out. Left side, ball caught, 35-40, and Leonga LaFowl shoves A.J. Newberry out of bounds, but that is a gain of, I believe, 6 yards. We'll see where they spot the football as he was shoved out of bounds. Yep, at the 41, a pickup of 6, and now it's 3rd down and 4. And again, Longhorn players on the sideline exhorting the crowd to make some noise here on 3rd and 4. 3rd down and 4 from the left hash. Wide right is Junior Sherrill in a slot right. Vanderbilt sends Cole Spence tight end. Now they'll send 4 receivers to the right, 1 on the short side to the left. So an empty set. On 3rd down, shotgun snap. Pavia looks, retreats, still looks, retreats, still looks, over the middle, ball caught. And the Texas territory, it's Cole Spence. He was finally able to get away from coverage and takes it all the way down to the Texas 36-yard line, a gain of 23.
Well, this time Texas decides to drop 7 into coverage, and Pavia had so much time to survey.
So it's at the Longhorn 26-yard line. Clock moving, 12:43 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Texas up 34-10. So on 1st down, from the 36, Newberry, the running back, to the right side of Diego Pavia. 3 receivers out wide right, 1 on the short side of the field, split left. Commodores will snap it from the left hash of the Texas 36. On 1st down and 10. Blitz coming. There was a draw, and the blitz works because they team up on the tackle. Ethan Burke was there, but coming off the edge, the Longhorns help force the run inside, and it's a loss of 3.
That's where you have to have enough discipline to kind of slow down on your blitz, and Ethan Burke did that, and so you get another tackle for a loss for the Longhorns. That's 9 on the game.
Back to the 39 of Texas. And it is now 2nd down and 13. Out wide right, 3 receivers for the Commodores, 1 on the short side, split to the left. Newberry remains the running back. And out of the shotgun, Diego Pavia to take the snap. On 2nd down and 13 at the Texas 39. Shotgun snap, Pavia pumps, looks, wants to take off upfield. He will to the 35 and still drives forward down to the 31-yard line. And it's a gain of 8 before Derek Williams and Hero Canoe can team up on the tackle.
Canoe's got the football, but, Will Matthews' nickname was Headache. Diego Pavia is a headache.
Boy, he is. Some might call him pain in another part of the body. The ball is at the 31-yard line now. 11-11 to go in the ball game. 3rd down and 5. You have to believe Vanderbilt is in 4-down territory here, down 24 points with 11 minutes to go. 3rd down and 5. The ball at the Texas 31-yard line. Pavia out of the shotgun. Has the snap, rolls to the right, looks to throw on the run. He does, downfield, ball caught, and a 1st down. It's Eli Stowers, got away from Xavier Filsamy, pulls it down at the 25-yard line. They needed 5, they pick up 6.
Well, the only thing for Texas now is that they're at least making Vanderbilt do it in shorter chunks as the clock continues to roll.
1st and 10 at the Texas 25-yard line. Down to 10.5 minutes remaining. Longhorns make substitutions. Roll some other players back in now. On first down off the right hash at the Longhorn 25-yard line. Cedric Alexander back in the backfield as the Commodore running back. And on 1st and 10, Pavia looks to throw again. Scrambles right, being chased. He's got a lot of running room. Here he goes. 20, 10, 5. Complete breakdown there. And Diego Pavia takes it in for a 25-yard touchdown. And there's a late flag, and that's going to be on Xavier Filsamy for just shoving Pavia well after the play had ended.
Yeah, this has been brewing, and now they need to just get everybody to their sideline. And Colin Simmons is talking to Filsamy, but boy, two things couldn't happen right there. A huge play for a touchdown, and now they're going to have a 15-yard penalty. And you would think they're going to go for two here.
Yeah, and maybe they take the half the distance to help increase the chances on going for two. The officials are still talking about it.
And there's been stuff after just about every play. Pushing and shoving and a lot of talking.
They're still talking about this, about whether it was both sides give and take or whether it was all on Filsamy. Usually he comes on the second guy, and I saw Filsamy shove Diego Pavia, and then the flag came out. Here comes the call.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, we have fouls by both teams. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense number 2. That is his first of the game, throwing the ball at a player. Also, we have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, shot above the shoulders on the defense number 5. Those penalties will offset. We will play the try down at the 3-yard line.
Well, they said they called it on Malik Muhammad with a shot above the shoulders, but Filsamy was the one that was over there what I saw. But I did not see Diego Pavia throw the ball at Texas.
Yeah.
And that's where the unsportsmanlike flag is. All right, so Vanderbilt is going to go for two. Like we said, it was mathematically a three-score game, which would mean 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So Cedric Alexander is the running back, and the Commodores will go for two. From the 3-yard line, Pavia to take the snap from under center. As the Commodores go for two, Pavia under center, has the snap, turns, rolls to the right, looks to throw. He's got room to run, but throws for the end zone, and it is in and out of the hands of the intended target. And a good play made by Derek Williams to knock the ball out of the hands of junior Sherrill. So the try for two is no good. It is still a 3-score lead for Texas. With 10:05 remaining in the ball game, it is Texas 34, Vanderbilt 16 on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
DirecTV is a proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Stream the Texas Longhorns satellite free on DirecTV. Visit directtv.com today to learn more. Vanderbilt gets on the board. They do take 4:55 off the clock, but almost a third of the drive was that Pavia's scramble for a touchdown. 8 plays, 77 yards. But the two-point conversion failed. Hero Kanu with a tip on the pass, and then it was had a chance for a catch incomplete. Then a lot of talking and pushing and shoving. And, boy, both of these teams, especially Texas, because they're sitting there with that 18-point lead, they got to make sure to kind of avoid any silliness here with penalties and personal fouls and things to that nature, because it seems like after every play there's not just one but 2 or 3 little skirmishes.
Will, you've been involved in some games that were chippy, and if I know you, maybe you even trash talked a time or two, but how do you play under control and keep your emotions in check and not let the other guy get to you?
You know what? I don't know. I was the guy that was instigating a lot of this, but what you really want is you want your defense nasty, and you want your O-line chippy and scrappy. What the guys have got to do with this confidence and excitement is they've got to focus it, and they've got to be mature about it. But I love to see this kind of aggression. These guys are wanting to be physical, and they're trying to get it done.
Longhorns are quasi-expecting Vanderbilt perhaps to try to onside kick this. They got a lot of guys up near the line, and in fact, Niblett is standing at the 16-yard line just in case this winds up being an onside kick. And, it's a little pop-up kick, but it's fielded on the run by Parker Livingston, and he'll go down near the 35-yard line. So he kind of fielded it over the shoulder like a wide receiver. So Texas will have good field position to start. The other thing that sticks out about that, the chippiness, is that a lot of the guys who are involved in this are DBs and receivers on both sides. Which are DBs and receivers. They're going to stand out when that happens.
That's kind of in their DNA.
Yeah. So that's where it's going to be important to try to stick to your knitting and play under control. All right, Texas will start from their 35. And Quintravian Weisner will be the running back. He'll line up in the pistol behind Arch Manning. There's 10 minutes and a tick left here in this fourth quarter. And on first down, Manning has the snap, turns, and hands off, and Weisner only able to regain the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Vanderbilt stacking the line, understanding Texas would love to run some clock here. Miles Capers on the stop, the first man to hit Weisner.
Yeah, one of the few run plays where there was just nowhere to go for Trey.
So now it is second down and 10 for the Longhorns. Off the left hash mark at the Texas 35-yard line. Kind of have a tight formation with Livingston nearest the boundary on the short side of the field to the left. 3 receivers over there. Now one shifts in motion, DeAndre Moore, but it's a handoff again. Weisner breaks a tackle out of the 40, and that's where he's brought down, the 40-yard line. Sewell. And so it's third down and 5 at the Texas 40-yard line.
Yeah, Sewell clipped Weisner's feet. Moore came across in motion and got a good block there. But, boy, now you want to move these sticks. Even if you don't score in this drive, even a couple of first downs would be so valuable.
On third down, ball is at the 40. Manning out of the shotgun now with Weisner offset to his left. Has the snap. Arch looks right. Swings it out to the right side. It is caught. It's a first down. Nice catch made by DeAndre Moore. Heading right to the boundary. They needed 5. They pick up 6 and a move to the chains.
How important is that, Mr. Third Down, DeAndre Moore? And what a throw from Arch to the boundary.
It's at the 46-yard line. That keeps the clock moving with 8:20 and counting here in this final quarter with Texas up 34-16.
That was a big-time throw.
It was. On first down, Weisner will line up behind Manning in the pistol. Livingston wide left. Moore on the short side of the field, split right. Now Weisner shifts around to Arch Manning's left, and the handoff goes to Trey Weisner. Turns it upfield to the 42, 48, near the 49. When Seabrooks, the third, on the tackle. Bring up second down. This ball's going to be marked at the 49-yard line. So it's a gain of 3, and it's second down and 7.
Well, to your point, Vanderbilt knows Texas wants to burn clock, so they're going to clog up the middle as best they can to try to make Texas throw the football and see if they can make something bad happen. Meantime, Arch Manning has made a lot of things good happen. About 24 of 31 for 318.
Spencer Shannon checks out at tight end. Jordan Washington replaces him on the field. Ball is on the right hash. Longhorns taking up virtually all of the play clock, running it down to 2 before the snap. And a toss to the left side. Wisner shed one tackler, still spinning forward, and he's down to the 48-yard line of Vanderbilt. Colby Taylor on the tackle. And it'll bring up third down. The officials have stopped the clock.
Trey was slow to get up, and I think Vanderbilt had a defensive lineman kind of hobble off.
Wisner is up. And now the clock is put back in motion. So after Wisner picks up a couple, it is now third down. Again for Texas. Third down and 4. The ball at the Vanderbilt 48-yard line with the clock moving with 6:45 to go. Emmett Mosley is wide right. Parker Livingston is in a slot to the right. Wisner offset to the right side of Manning from the left hash mark at the Vanderbilt 48. On third down and 4. Manning has the snap, looks, play action across the middle and caught by Mosley. Mosley spilled out, but he has another first down. C.J. Hurd knocked him off his pins, but it's down to the 37-yard line. And a gain of 10 plus and a first down for Texas.
Play action froze everybody, and then Arch just hit Emmett Mosley right on that number 3.
Clock now really a factor for Vanderbilt. It's down to 6 minutes remaining in the football game right now, with Texas up 34-16. Ball is at the Commodore 37, and again, the Longhorns will take their time getting the play in and then going to the line. Play clock under 10 right now. The lineup in the pistol. Manning with the snap, turns, hands it to Wisner. Cuts inside the 35 and goes down to the 34-yard line. Pick up a 4. Colby Taylor on the tackle. This is what you want to do, just kind of bleed out the clock and bleed out the Vanderbilt defense here. It's down to 5.5 and counting remaining here in the ballgame.
How about Arch 7 for 7 on third down today?
We'll mark it at the 34, so it's a 3-yard carry, even though it's a little bit inside the 34. So it's second down and a long 7. And Manning has been sharp today. 2 receivers, wide right, 1 split left. Wisner offset to the right side of Manning. Arch running that play clock down inside of 5 seconds now. Has the snap, turns, hands it to Wisner again. Trey dragging a tackler forward and then driven back by Randon Fontenette. I think they're only going to award him 1 yard to the 33. So it'll bring up third down and 5 for Texas at the Vanderbilt 33. With the game clock down to 4:40 remaining. Longhorns will try to convert another third down here, where this afternoon they are 7 of 9. So third down. At the Vanderbilt 33-yard line on third down and 5. C.J. Baxter in the ballgame now. Manning out of the shotgun. Arch with the snap, looks to throw on third and 5. Going deep, downfield for Mosley to the end zone. He's pushed. He caught it anyway. Emmett Mosley, touchdown Texas. Colby Taylor pushed him, and Emmett Mosley made the catch anyway for a Texas touchdown.
What a sliding catch by Mosley with the defender draped on him, and what a throw by Arch Manning. But this offense has been incredibly efficient, and at times like that, dynamic today.
So
I think they're doing the review before the review.
Yep. Here comes the call. The call. Well, they're going to review it.
Yeah, that ball, it got loose, and I think it did touch the turf. Question is, I don't know.
Question is if there is control.
Yeah.
That was the question with Emmett Mosley last week.
It worked out okay.
All right, there's a timeout here with the score. Texas, well, for the moment, Texas 40, Vanderbilt 16. We'll wait for the results of the review when Longhorn football continues in a moment.
He's got the speed. He's got room. He's going to score.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win. Got it! Let's go!
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field. Oh, it's gone!
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Texas Monthly Barbecue Fest is back in Lockhart November 1st and 2nd for its 16th annual celebration. Saturday's Barbecue World's Fair takes over historic downtown Lockhart with top barbecue joints, a vendor marketplace, live fire demos, and live music, all free to attend. Then on Sunday, head to Lockhart City Park for the event everyone knows and loves, the Top 50 Picnic, plus more live music and good times. Savor the best Texas has to offer while supporting Feeding Texas. Get your tickets and details at texasmonthly.com/bbqfest. Meet y'all there.
It's been said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Not with Ford trucks. We're leading the change with innovative technology like Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving, raising the bar on capability with features like Ford Pro Power on board. Leadership in a world of change. That's what makes Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Tune in to Texas and O's each week. It's a fresh late-night style talk show that shines the spotlight on Texas athletes and coaches beyond the game. Check your local TV listings or on LHN each Friday or audio version wherever you listen to podcasts. Well, after review, the officials ruled that Emmett Mosley did not have control and that it's an incomplete pass. That's not what had Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkeesian upset about. Sark was basically in the face of the field judge, Scotty Melanson, saying you should have called pass interference, you should have thrown the flag, and looking at all the reviews revealed just that. Colby Taylor was grabbing, clutching, holding all the way into the process of the attempt at the catch.
It's why Mosley kind of fell down and had to try to catch it on his back. There's no doubt about that. Interesting here with the lead they have. They don't want to mess around and risk a field goal miss or a block and give them field position. They could bring in Bomeister to punt it from their own 30, from the Vanderbilt 32, 33-yard line.
Yeah, but Mason Shipley is standing at the 49.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a field goal try. I think Mason's just trying.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he's just trying to take the measure of it. This is
okay. So it'll be about a
50-yarder.
Yeah.
Try to get this back to a 21-point lead. 51-yard try for Mason Shipley. His longest has been 53. And two of his three misses have been from 55 and 56. And so he'll try a 51-yarder now. Out of the hold of the punter, Jack Bomeister, and the snap to come from Lance St. Louis. Mason Shipley on to try a 51-yard field goal. Good snap and hold in the kick for Shipley. On the way, and this kick is no good. Unable to get it there, and Vanderbilt will take over here with 4:04 remaining in the ball game. Texas leading 34-16. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
The secret ingredient to any SEC tailgate, no matter who you're cheering for, is Conecuh sausage. This is bipartisan. Across the entire SEC nation, every SEC team needs to be serving Conecuh sausage. It can be served in a variety of ways. You can eat it in a sausage dog, it can be inside baked beans, or you can just grill it and eat it with some mustard. The flavor is so good, slightly spicy, juicy with a little snap. It doesn't matter who you're cheering for. This is one thing all of us SEC fans can get behind. Conecuh sausage.
Equipment Share, proud partner of Texas Longhorns. We understand that when you rent construction and industrial equipment, you need reliable machines and dependable service. From dozers and aerial work platforms to pumps, power, and climate control, we've got you covered. All rentals are powered by T3, the easy-to-use fleet management tool that lets you monitor your equipment from your phone or laptop. Visit equipmentshare.com for your rental today. Equipment Share, built by contractors for contractors.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Texas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Texas with a 34-16 lead, 4:04 to go, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.
Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Well, it's the first drive, other than the one right before the half where they ran 2 plays. The Longhorns didn't score, but they moved it 32 yards, and they took nearly 6 minutes off the clock. 5:57. Mason Shipley missed to the right on a 51-yard field goal attempt. So still 34-16, and now Vanderbilt down to just 4:04 to go here in the ballgame.
You know, the funny thing about this is even after some of those prolific drives, Vanderbilt still has just a very slight edge in time of possession by 40 seconds. 28-18 to 27-38, and that's the difference in that.
And the Longhorns' longest drive of the game ends in no points, the one that they just had.
So Vanderbilt starts from its own 33. They got 2 receivers on the short side of the field, split to the right, 2 more wide left. Cedric Alexander, the running back for the Commodores. Diego Pavia out of the shotgun on 1st down and 10. Pavia has the snap, back to throw with some time, and he's going deep. Downfield, he's got a man wide open. Eli Stowers will take this in for a touchdown. Well, that's a busted coverage or something, because that's about as wide open as you can get. 67 yards.
10 seconds off the clock. My goodness, Stowers lined up in the right slot, and we just left him.
Nobody picked him up there, and Stowers takes it in for the score. So you would expect Vanderbilt to go for 2 again, because they could cut it to 10 with a successful conversion. It's a 12-point margin right now at 34-22. So the Commodores are going to go for 2 here. There's 3:54 remaining in the ballgame. And Vanderbilt will try for 2. Junior Sherrill on the short side is split to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Commodores go for 2. Diego Pavia out of the shotgun. Shifts the receiver in motion. Pavia from the shotgun on the try for 2. Has it. Fires to the left side. And it is caught by Sherrill, but he's stopped short of the goal line by Jalen Gilbo.
Yeah, he tried to extend the ball, but Gilbo just rode him out of bounds and made sure he could not get to the goal line.
He did not, and so the try for 2 is no good, and the Longhorns still hold a 12-point lead with 3:54 remaining in the ballgame. He tried to extend the ball across the plane, but Gilbo did his job wrapping him up and forcing him out of bounds.
Well, they're going to say he got it.
Wow. So they are going to go ahead and award it. Yep. So the try for 2 is good that he extended it. We get a look at a low angle, a pylon cam, and he went. I don't think he got it.
Not if that camera's on the line.
Well, they just announced that they're going to review this. I don't think he got it across. It didn't look like he did.
Yeah, I don't think so either. No, regardless, almost certainly they're going to attempt an onside kick here.
Yep, whether it's a 12-point game or a 10-point game with 3:54 left. But this is the difference between eating 2 touchdowns. It did not touch the pylon. If it had touched it, it would have been good. It didn't touch it. It was short of it from what we see on the review. It looks like it's not enough for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, because if it was enough, it would have to almost certainly touch it. I guess it could have been over at some point outside, but I didn't see anything that looked like it was over the end zone stripe there.
Yeah, we continue to see a pylon cam shot of it, and it never actually touches the pylon as Sherrill is extending the football. It's close. part of the reason why it looks like he didn't is because the football is pointing straight up and not out. I think if it's pointing out, I think it has a better shot of being viewed as being across the plane of the goal line. But the ball is pointed up.
And they got to overturn the call on the field, which is that it was successful.
So they're still reviewing it right now. Referee of this SEC crew, Lee Hedrick.
Got a little dicer than everyone had hoped here with that one-play drive.
That's the way you get back into it in a down 3 scores. We saw that last week with Texas. The Longhorns hitting the big pass downfield to Ryan Wingo. Here comes the call by Lee Hedrick, the referee.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The 2-point try is good.
Okay. I think what it is they're saying it wasn't enough to overturn that call because it didn't look like it, but it was very, very close toward the goal line itself before the pylon. And I think that's what they're saying the reason why. So it's a 10-point game now at 34-24. with 3:54 to go. Now, Vanderbilt has all of its timeouts, plus there's a 2-minute timeout. Job number 1 is to recover the onside kick because you know it's coming. It'll help them one more time off the clock and force the Commodores to use their timeouts. So, here comes the onside kick from Brock Taylor, the kicker for Vanderbilt. Sure enough, it bounces, takes a hard bounce, but then falling on the ball to knock it down is Parker Livingston. Good hands from Parker, and the Longhorns are out the ball near midfield with 3:53 to go.
Yeah, a hard bounce, and it got on him quickly after it took that bounce, and a nice reaction by Livingston.
So Texas with the ball right at the midfield stripe with 3:53 remaining, and obviously Vanderbilt will have to use its timeouts now in this possession.
Yeah, and I can't imagine this ball's going in the air unless it's something incredibly safe.
C.J. Baxter will be the running back for Texas. 2 receivers out wide right, 1 on the short side, split left. Manning to take the snap on first down. From the left hash mark at midfield, first down, it is a handoff to Baxter, surging forward, but all he's able to do is reach the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down as well. Brian Longwell wrapped him up, and there's a flag down. So the clock will stop. Everything will stop here at the 50.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 53. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. That carries an automatic first down.
Yeah, you can see it. Glenn Seabrooks reaching in. Face mask penalty will carry a 15-yard walk-off down to the 35.
Well, obviously a killer because he wasn't going anywhere regardless of that face mask. Killer for Vanderbilt.
So now, the Longhorns have 1st and 10 at the Commodore 35-yard line. Take their time, breaking the huddles. The clock is put back in motion after that. It's down to 3.5 minutes remaining. Texas will line up in the pistol. Baxter directly behind Arch Manning. On first down from the Vanderbilt 35 handoff, Baxter cuts inside, and CJ inside the 30 down to the 28. Nice 7-yard carry on first down. Jalen Lackey on the tackle. Vanderbilt uses its first timeout with 3:19 to go.
This is their first charge timeout.
3:19.
This will be a 30-second timeout
remaining in the game. And Longhorns know 1 first down probably puts this thing out of reach. Up 10 here with 3:19 to go.
Put the 2 tight ends on the left side, Spencer Shannon and Jack Endries, and that's why Baxter was able to get 7 yards. They sealed that edge and gave him a little lane to run through. So now 1 more timeout, or 1 more first down is going to make life really difficult for Vanderbilt. Remember last year, did we get to an onside kick situation at the end of the ball game?
It did at the end of the game. Texas ended up winning it 27-24 in Nashville. So now, out of the Commodore timeout with 3:19 to go, it is 2nd down and 3 for the Longhorns. Manning out of the pistol with Baxter directly behind him. Arch has the snap. He'll hand it to Baxter. Cuts up the middle for another yard. to the 27. Langston Patterson the stop, and the Commodores use their second timeout.
Well, and if you don't lose anything, I don't even know if Sark would risk a field goal attempt here if it gets to 4th down.
Yeah, because it would only put you up 13 anyway at that point. It's still a 2-score game at that point.
As long as you can get some positive yardage, feet right here.
The 3:16 remaining in the ball game. What about you, Will Matthews? You figure you're an old fullback anyway. You're going to hand it to the running back for 2 more times if necessary?
100%. Right here is a 4-down territory. What I could see them doing, getting 1 or 2, or if not, getting that first down, and then lining up again and going for it. If they get this first down, they have a really good chance of putting this thing away.
So it's on the 37. It's 3rd down and 2 for Texas, with 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go, and the Longhorns leading 34-24. Manning will take the snap from under center on 3rd down. Vanderbilt crashes into the line, and if they jumped across, nope, it's going to be a false start against Texas. They came rushing up the line, and somebody moved for the Longhorns, and that's going to be a false start, I guess.
False start on the offense, number 73. That's a 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
And it's called on Brandon Bakers right when Vanderbilt came rushing up the line of scrimmage. And he just flinched a little bit. But it's enough to move him back to the 32, and now it's 3rd down and 7.
8th penalty, unfortunately, for Texas. That's right about their average per ball game.
DeAndre Moore is checking in at receiver. Spencer Shannon will come out. So now it is 3rd down and 7 at the Commodore 32-yard line. Baxter in the backfield, offset to the right side of Arch Manning. 3 receivers on the short side of the field, split left. Manning from the shotgun has the snap, turns, hands it to Baxter, and he's going to bang forward down. No, he doesn't even cross the line of scrimmage. Corday Sidnor with the tackle. Vanderbilt calls its final timeout with 3:10 to go. There's still a 2-minute timeout as well. So Vanderbilt calls its final timeout here, and it is 4th down and 7 coming up.
It's on the struggle bus here just to get to the finish line. What do you do here? Do you attempt to be about a 49-yard field goal?
Could do that, or could have Bomeister try to punt it inside the 10 off of that. Ball is just barely inside the 32-yard line now, but it is 4th down coming up. So Vanderbilt.
Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Now they might see if they can get them to jump here. Nope, here comes Shipley.
Yep.
And
now
there goes Shipley.
Now he leaves.
Back to the sideline.
Running out there. Maybe it was just as you said. Try to see if they'll jump. When they don't, call the timeout, then go for the field goal. Maybe Mason just went out there a little bit earlier and like, we're not ready yet. We'll see. Vanderbilt out of timeouts now. 4th down and 7, Texas. The Commodore 32. Longhorns line up as if to go for it. Manning in the gun. Some jumping in the line. Now, both sides are pointing at one another. Let's see what the call is here. And they're pointing, I think, toward the Vanderbilt defense. The officials are. This might be encroachment. Might be the 5-yard walk-off and get it right back to 4th and 2. Longhorns certainly feel that way, but the official's still talking about it. Here comes the call.
False start on the offense, number 52.
Called it on DJ Campbell. The Longhorns are very upset, and they look at it on a big review on the replay. And so now the Longhorns, the decision's made now to punt the football because now it becomes 4th and 12.
Longwell jumps, and then Campbell reaches up to touch him, and he gets called for the penalty.
That'll be one of the plays they send into the SEC office on Monday morning.
Well, Sark is just beside himself between the Emmett Mosley play in the end zone and now this.
So now Bomeister to punt for the first time today. Jack, averaging 45 yards per kick. He has put 13 punts inside the 20-yard line. What do we got now?
Well, I don't think it matters if Texas moves.
Yeah, right. Well, the fans really letting the officials hear about it, but here's the call.
There is no foul for false start. We were in substitution mechanics, therefore the ball was not ready for play. It was 4th down.
Okay. Jeff Banks, special teams coordinator, has his punt group around him ready.
He brought him over there, but it's not a timeout.
Just to give him some quick instruction, and now Bomeister will punt. Like we said, he's put 13 kicks inside the 20-yard line. Martell Height standing back inside the Vanderbilt 10 awaiting the kick. Here's Bomeister's first punt. He angles very high. Angling, and a fair catch called for right around the 10-yard line by Martell Height. And that's where Vanderbilt will have it at the 11-yard line is where they'll mark this. A 26-yard punt with no return. Now the Commodores will have the football with 3:04 to go. They have no timeouts remaining. There is the 2-minute timeout. But Longhorn defense certainly will be tasked with keeping Vanderbilt from getting into scoring position. Remember, they need a touchdown and a field goal to tie it. Ball's on the 11. Jalen Gilbo, Malik Muhammad at the corners. Xavier Filsaime, Derek Williams, the safeties. Grayson Littleton, the star back. The linebackers for Texas, Ty Anthony Smith and Anthony Hill. Edge rushers, Ethan Burke and Colin Simmons. First down from the 11. Pavia out of the shotgun. Has the snap, back to throw. Retreating, steps away from his end zone, now goes upfield, throws deep downfield, and that pass is tipped and incomplete. Longhorns did a good job of bracketing the intended target, Junior Sherrill. Derek Williams out there with some help from Cade Phillips, who was back there defensively. And it brings up second down.
Again, though, Pavia somehow escaping and giving himself and his offense a chance to make the play off schedule, but it's just hard to get him down.
Cade Phillips, the freshman out of Fort Bend Hightower in Houston, back there as well. Now it is second down and 10 with 2:56 remaining. Pavia from the shotgun. And Diego Pavia has the snap. Back to throw. Looks right. Throws out there. Incomplete. Too far. Was trying to go to Eli Stowers and led him too much on that wide throw across the field. Now it's third down and 10.
Yeah, that almost would benefit Texas if he make that catch and hit the turf, because it was only going to be a modest gain.
So third down and 10. From the Vanderbilt 11-yard line. Two receivers on the short side of the field, split left, including the tight end Eli Stowers. Two more receivers wide right. From the left hash, it is third down and 10. Shotgun snap back to Pavia. Looking, hit! Down he goes! Once again, Ethan Burke comes up with a sack, his second of the ball game. And Pavia's dropped back at the 2-yard line, a loss of 9.
Yeah, just talk about winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Ethan Burke has been something else. Said this week, I don't worry about the stats, when he was asked about that first sack on the final play of the game against Mississippi State.
Fourth down now. Vanderbilt trying to get organized. Clock still running down to 2:22 and counting. Checking a player into the huddle late. And it's fourth down.
Well, the play clock's all jacked up.
Well, it shouldn't be jacked up. They took an awful long time out of the huddle. It's down to 3, it's down to 2, it's down to 1, and a snap. Pavia in his own end zone looks, fires downfield's got a man caught, and it's going to be a first down. Out to Junior Sherrill, the Longhorn. He caught it short of the line to gain. There's also Longhorn Hurts trying to come off the field, and it's Xavier Filsaime. And we're going to have the 2-minute timeout anyway. So Filsaime is down. It's at the 2-minute timeout at 1:53 to go. It's Texas 34, Vanderbilt 24. Longhorn football continues in a moment.
If you love H-E-B, but don't always have the time for shopping at H-E-B, try our free curbside pickup. Let us cherry pick the produce, get selective with the seafood, choose the choicest cut beef, and gather your groceries galore. H-E-B has everything needed to bring more food, more flavor, and, well, more everything to your table at a great price, too. Download the My H-E-B app today and start shopping. Subject to availability, prices may vary from at or in-store.
In the game of business, information is your playbook. It's the thing that keeps everyone on the same page so that each player has the knowledge they need to perform their role, work together, and give your team a competitive advantage. The trick, of course, is executing that playbook. And that's where Rico comes in. We're a proud sponsor and business technology provider of Texas Athletics, and we're ready to play for your team whenever you want an edge. We love TMI. Hook 'em horns, Rico. Imagine change.
Hey Longhorn fans, it's college football season and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Texas football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Texas Longhorns. Let's go Longhorns! SeatGeek.
Well, some rain falling now here at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. We were told there was a slight chance of some rain, but it's, Will Matthews, it's more than slight right now. It's falling on you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's falling pretty heavily right now on the sideline. Everybody's running for cover, but the game's not over. So with time on the clock, we're going to be here focused and locked in. With a little bit of rain, the ball can get a little bit slippery, which makes it difficult to catch and hold on to it as a running back. So here's the time where you got to put both hands on the ball. But Texas's defense has really got to stiffen up right now. Stop Pavia and this Vandy offense to get Texas back the ball and get into the locker room.
So Longhorns trying to preserve that 10-point lead here now with 1:53 remaining in the game.
Bud Light, proud sponsor of Texas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Well, even though the Longhorns, it's felt like they've had a comfortable lead, Vanderbilt not going anywhere after a 4th and 19 conversion. And Xavier Philmosemy left again. Looked like he hurt his right arm reaching back to try to make that tackle. He's been off and on the sidelines, nicked up. Of course, no Jelani McDonald. Michael Taft wasn't able to play today, and the secondary is a battle of attrition here as Vanderbilt breaks the timeout.
So the Commodores, right before that 2-minute timeout, a 21-yard pass from Diego Pavia to Junior Sherrill. And the Commodores have it on their own 23-yard line. So a 21-yard pass on 3rd down and 19. So now, out of the 2-minute timeout, first down, shotgun snap, back to Pavia, steps up in the pocket, fires downfield, got a man open. It's Sherrill out across the 45, still on his feet to midfield. And the Longhorns finally wrestle him down at midfield. Cade Phillips on the tackle. And here comes Vanderbilt trying to move quickly now. Clock moving down to 1:43 left. Texas up 10, 34-24. Shotgun snap. Pavia over the middle. It's caught again. Down to the 35 and down to the 33. It's Eli Stowers. That one is a gain of 17 yards.
Well, they're picking up the blitz now and just carving them up in the middle of the field.
Longhorns make defensive substitutions. Vanderbilt ready to get going. Shotgun snap. Back to Pavia. Checks up. In trouble. Throws, and it's incomplete. He was very nearly sacked. And the clock is stopped with 1:28 to go. Brad Spence had his arms around it.
Yeah, and that was a big play by Pavia, avoiding the sack and getting the clock stopped with the incompletion.
So now it is 2nd down and 10 at the Texas 34. Longhorns lead at 34-24 with 1:28 to go. Vanderbilt out of timeouts now. Texas just trying to keep Vanderbilt off the scoreboard here in the waning moments. Lance Jackson at one defensive end spot for the Longhorns. At the other end spot is Trey Moore for Texas coming up on the line. Otherwise, 8 defensive backs for the Longhorns on 2nd down. Pavia with the snap, rolls right, throws. It's deflected and incomplete. It was Trey Moore, got his hands on it. It'll stop the clock, but it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd down and 10 with 1:25 remaining.
Well, that time they tried to roll everything to the right, and Trey Moore did a nice job of getting a hand on it.
So ball at the 33-yard line. Jonah Williams is in there in the secondary. The Longhorn secondary has been banged up this afternoon. So Williams, the freshman from Galveston Ball, of course, outstanding outfielder for the Longhorn baseball team. 3rd down and 10 from the Texas 34-yard line. Pavia out of an empty set, has the snap, back to throw. Throws across the middle and caught inside the 20. It's Richie Hoskins and a first down of 15 or 14 yards. Will mark it at the 20-yard line. 1:19 to go. Clock now put back in motion. Vanderbilt driving toward a score that could get them close. Shotgun snap. Back to Pavia. Over the middle. Caught again down to the 5. And another first down. This one by Stowers. It's down to the Texas 5. 1:09 to go in the ball game. Here come the Commodores again. 1st and goal from the 5. Pavia, the snap. Rolls right. Back to the left. Throws out of the back of the end zone. There's going to be a late flag coming for holding against Vanderbilt. It was obvious to about 101,000 fans in the stadium. This is going to be holding, and this should carry with it a 10-second runoff with Vanderbilt not having any timeouts. Here's the call.
Holding on the offense, number 55. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of first down.
Well, they'll move it back. It was an incomplete pass, so no 10-second runoff. But nevertheless, it now is moved back from the spot of the foul back to the 16-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal from the 15. 1st and goal from the 15 with 58 seconds to go. Here's Pavia again. Stubborn to the end, refusing to give up. Out of the shotgun. He has the snap. Diego Pavia looks to throw. Has a man open. Caught at the 10, and then trying to hurdle was M.K. Young, and he was spilled off his legs by Malik Muhammad. It's a 7-yard gain, and the clock is moving down to 45 seconds left. 2nd down and goal. The ball is at the 8-yard line. Pavia, the snap, has it. Back to throw. Looks, still looks, under pressure. Rolls right. Throws for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Richie Hoskins, the catch. And Vanderbilt is within 1 score, and the extra point can make it a 3-point game with 33 seconds remaining.
Well, he's absolutely remarkable. Longhorns rush 4. They collapse the pocket. He gets free, and back of the end zone wide open. Think about this. They had 4th and 19 from their own 1-yard line after the Burke sack.
And move it all the way down. This is going to be an 89-yard touchdown drive officially, since it started at the 11. For the conversion is Brock Taylor to pull Vanderbilt to within 3. Good snap and hold. The kick is good. And 33 seconds to go. It's now Texas 34, Vanderbilt 31.
One play.
Yeah.
Get the onside kick and ball game's over. But now you got rain in the mix. You got slick conditions a little bit, and you got a Vanderbilt team that is just they're incredible. They just won't go away.
SeatGeek is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Texas Longhorns. Whether you're buying or selling football tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, so Longhorn fans can fan. I'll let you know, Texas volleyball takes on Kentucky at Gregory Gym tomorrow at noon. The season opener for Texas women's basketball. The 4th-ranked Longhorns against the University of the Incarnate Word. They play UIW at Moody Center Monday night at 7 o'clock. Over 6,500 season tickets sold for Dick Schaefer's team, and Monday is the last day you can purchase season tickets. And on Saturday, November 22nd, Texas football against Arkansas. All right, Vanderbilt trying an onside kick here. And before they get going, the Longhorns use a timeout. Seeing the onside kick formation, Sark asked for the timeout. 33 seconds left. And, Will Matthews, it looks like the rain has stopped now. Is that the case?
Yep, the rain is slowed down quite a bit, a couple of drops here and there. But on this sideline, everybody's in those parkas and in those ponchos, and everybody's soaking wet. But watching this game and watching Vandy come back, it gives us that bit of anxiety that we have shared over the last couple of weeks with Texas football. Texas did not want to go into the locker room without a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of theatrics tonight.
Yeah, and it looked like they were going to be able to dodge that when they were up 34-10. But this is 21 unanswered points by the Commodores. So now Longhorns have to recover an onside kick just as they did a year ago in Nashville to preserve the victory. Brock Taylor will line up to onside kick it for Vanderbilt. Longhorns ready for the onside kick with 33 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Here's the kick. It bounces, and it's loose on the turf. Mad scramble for it, and Vanderbilt may have recovered. It went in and out of the hands of Parker Livingston, and Vanderbilt has recovered. Or have they?
I think it went out of bounds.
Yeah, it did. And that will be the break the Longhorns need.
Well, they're going to talk about it. Nothing easy.
And looking at it, it did go out of bounds.
Not even close.
Yeah, it wasn't
it was
recovered.
A little close. My goodness.
Here's
the ruling on the field is that the ball was touched in bounds. However, the ball went out of bounds with no player in possession. Therefore, it's Texas's ball at the out of bounds spot, first down.
Drama to the very end. Wow. But the Longhorns are going to survive it.
And let's not forget, because the name in front of the number gets a lot of people to react differently. This is a number 9 team in the country here.
And Longhorns will have a win over their second win over a top 10 team this season, having beaten Oklahoma, who was in the top 10. They were number 6 at the time. So they'll snap it one time, and that'll do it here with 30 seconds to go. Fight to the finish. Longhorns were in command of this game for better than 3.5 quarters before the late surge by Vanderbilt, and that's going to do it. The Longhorns will survive an onside kick attempt again at the end of the football game, and there's still some chippiness and there's still some talking going on, but I think the cooler heads will prevail, and the Longhorns will get the win. Texas wins its 4th straight game, and they go to 7-2.
Notre Dame. Are you out of your mind? I don't buy Indiana. I'm so happy for them and the program they have. Vanderbilt's on a tough one right now against Texas, so there's going to be some shuffling here. But when you win a championship, as I know, it's not about your opponent, it's about you. And today, the Irish have an opportunity to dominate an opponent.
Texas did beat Vanderbilt by just 3. They were up 21 in that game. It's just a 3-point win as the Eagles have taken the field here in Boston. One of the few times you'll ever hear this Shipping Up to Boston song and have it not be the song they're playing for Notre Dame as they get set to kick.
Well, little brother always wants to be like big brother, so they take a lot of what Notre Dame does and do it here at Boston College. I'm going to try and be nice today, Tony. I'm going to try to be nice.
I can feel it. I can feel you're going to try. We'll see if it comes true.
My first start was here at the stadium, and I tripped coming out of the locker room on the turf, so I got a lot of animosity